I don't know why I can't ever find it.
I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll go to second for one, and now Cincinnati trapped at third and taken out. And second and 2, hand off goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs, from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and the host, JAYLEN the Hater Clark, from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you go.
Yo, what's up? Another Monday. Last Monday, July. I don't know about you guys, but summertime is going by too fast for me. I'm trying to make this thing last forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Trying to make it last forever because I want to go back to school in September. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing out there? This is K. Dix, your host with the most. Coming to you from In the Zone Sports Talk Radio by way of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And today we are live on Just Us page. We are live on In the Zone page. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Try 99. And we are just live. That's what we do at the end of the month. We try to give you all you want at the end of the month. We like to make it tantalizing to say, yo, I got to go check them out on Try 99 next Monday, or check out the YouTube channel next Monday. We try to make it tantalizing. Try to make it tantalizing good for you. You know what I'm saying? So you will enjoy our show. So anyway, again, I want to give out my condolences to my cousin, Coach Cheese Williams. We put him to rest today. Cuz I love you. Rest in peace. Tell everybody I said hello. To the family, you know, I'm here for you if you need me for anything, and just a phone call away. And occasionally I will babysit. You know, if you gotta go to work, I ain't gonna lie about that. I'll babysit if you gotta go to work. If you gotta go to work, I'll babysit. But if you want to go out and party, I ain't the cousin for that. I ain't the cousin for the one that's gonna do the party. So I just want to get that out the way real quick. So let's go ahead and knock out this baseball standings already, because something ain't smelling right in the AL East right now. We looking for somebody to make some runs here, but ain't no running being done, but a lot of jogging. Okay, MLB standing for 2023, and we will go over the wild card as well, because the wild card has got very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at the Baltimore Orioles, who are 64-41. They're in first place. They're 32-21 at home, 32-20 on the road. They're playing excellent baseball right now. They won one game, they're 6-4 in the last 10. You got the Tampa Bay Rays, who are half a game out, 64-44, 37-19 at home, 27-25 on the road. That's going to be their Achilles tendon, is that they can look like they can't win on the road. But they're plus 138 in run differential. They won one game. They're 4-6 in the last 10. You got Toronto. You got the Red Sox. And guess who you got in last place, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead and take a guess. You can take a guess. Mo, you want to take a guess? Oh, Mo already know who it is. The New York Yankees are 55-50. They did get Aaron Judge back, but they still lost. They're 9 games out of, they're 9 games out of first place, and to make up that type of ground, they got to catch fire real fast. They're playing good at home. They're 32-24 at home, but 23-26 on the road, which is a problem. And they're 5-5 in the last 10. In the Central Division, you have the Minnesota Twins, who are 54 and 53. I want to make sure that was correct. 54 and 53. They're in first place. They're 30 and 24 at home, 24 and 29 on the road. Lost 5 in a row, and they're still in first place. They're 4 and 6 in the last 10. You got the Cleveland Indians, who are 53 and 53, a half a game out of first place. They're 28 and 24 at home, 25 and 29 on the road. They're +6 run differential. They won 1 game. They're 6 and 4 in the last 10. Coming up, you got the Tigers, the White Sox, and the Royals. Out west, the Texas Rangers, man, they've gotten Matt Scherzer, I think, and they're trying to get a couple other more players. They feel like this might be the year for them. I think it might be too. Texas Rangers are 60 and 46. They're 34 and 20 at home, 26 and 26 on the road. That's not good for a team that got 60 wins like that. Their run differential is 145. They lost 3 in a row. They're 3 and 7 in the last 10. Houston Astros are 1 game out of first place for 59 and 47, 28 and 25 at home, 32 and 31 on the road. They are balling. Leave it up to Dusty Baker to come back in there and do his thing like he's doing it right now. They was down and out, but they're back in it right now. Lost 1 game to 6 and 4 in the last 10. You got the Angels, who kept Shotani, who's probably going to lose Shotani at the end of the season. Why didn't they not trade him is beyond me. They're not making a run. Even though they're 5 games out of first place, they're not going to make a run. I'm here to tell you right now, they're not going to make a run. Won 1 game to 7-3 in the last 10. Seattle, my disappointing team right now, 54 and 51. Oakland A's are 30 and 77. I don't know who has the worst record. Whoever had the worst record in the major leagues, we might have to look it up, Mo, to find out who ended up with the worst record in the major leagues at the end of the season. But Oakland might be on that verge of doing that right now. In the National League, you got the Atlanta Braves, who are 67 and 36. They're 35 and 19 at home. They are smoking at home, man. I'm telling you, smoking at home. 32 and 17 on the road, smoking on the road. They are just cruising. A +151 run differential. They won 3 games in a row to 64 in the last 10. The Marlins are 11 games out of first place. And see, now, let me say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. The Marlins, the Phillies, are fighting for a wild card position. They said, I give up. I throw in a white flag. I throw in a red flag. I can need a 30-second timeout. I need something, but something ain't coming. So they're going to try to get back in the playoffs in a wild card position. But I'm going to talk about the wild card in a minute. So they're Marlins at 57-49, 11.5 games out of first place, 33 and 21 at home, 24 and 28 on the road. Problem. -21. They're -21 in run differential, 1 game, 4 and 6 in the last 10. But they're in second place. So they got to say something about what they're doing. So that means they're winning games big, losing games big. Okay, you got the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 56 and 49, 12 games out of first place, 28 and 20 at home, 28 and 29 on the road. Got to fix that. But they're +8 run differential. Lost 2 in a row, 4 and 6 in the last 10. You got the Mets, and the Cubs. You got the Mets and the Nationals coming up. In the Central Division, you got the Cincinnati Reds, who are playing great baseball right now. 58 and 49 at their 58 and 49 record, 28-26 at home, 30 and 23 on the road. A +3 run differential, 1 game to 7-3 in the last 10. Milwaukee Brewers are half game out of first place, 57-49, 29 and 24 at home, 28-25 away. -14 run differential, lost 3 in a row, 4 and 6 in the last 10. Believe it or not, Chicago Cubs are 53 and 52. They've lost 1 game, but they ain't 2 in the last 10 games. They think they're going to catch somebody, or they're going to be playing in the wild card. We're going to talk about the wild card again. Out west, my Dodgers still hanging on, 59 and 45, 31 and 20 at home, 28 and 25 on the road. Got to fix that. +88 run differential, lost 1 game, 4 and 6 in the last 10. San Francisco Giants are 58 and 48, 2 games behind, 30 and 23, 28 and 25 away. Run differential 24 plus 1-2 games in a row to 4 and 6 in the last 10. Diamondbacks are 56 and 50, 4 games in first place, 28 and 28 at home, 28 and 22 on the road. -1 run differential, lost 1 game, 1 lost game, 2 and 8, 2 and 8 in the last 10. You got the Padres, who spent all that money, at 52 and 54. There are 8 games out of first place, 29 and 25 at home, 23 and 29 away from home, plus run differential +63, won 3 games in a row, 64 in the last 10. You got the Colorado Rockies. They're in the rear coming up with that. So let's look at the wild card. The wild wild cards. American League, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. They're +4 in the wild card. Toronto next, Houston's next. So those 3 teams will get in if the playoffs start right now. Believe it or not, the Red Sox could get in. The Yankees could get in. The Angels could get in. The Marlins could get in. The Cleveland Guardians could all get in. They're all like 6 games. So anything that's like 6 games or up or more, they got a possibility. They just got to get hit a winner streak and they can get in. National League, you got the San Francisco Giants 58-48. They're +1. Then you got the Brewers behind them. You got the Marlins behind them. You got the Phillies behind them. You got the Diamondbacks behind them. You got the Cubs behind them. You got the Padres behind them. You got the Mets behind them. You got the Pirates behind them. The Pirates are 9.5 games out of wild card position. Listen to it, ladies and gentlemen. All them teams can make a run in the wild card. You know how the wild card goes when it comes to the playoffs. I don't like the way they do it, but that's how they do the wild card. I don't like it at all. Mo, what you got to say about baseball?
The Yankees shall rise again. What else am I supposed to say? The thing about it is I think if we were talking about the team that is the most disappointing this year, it wouldn't be the Yankees. It would be the Padres. I think the most surprising team is that they're a young team. They have a lot of people in here at Baltimore feeling like they got to change. I don't think they're experienced enough. I think they should trade for somebody, but I don't think they will. Because they're a young team, they don't have much. They got really young players that they can bring up. I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they should get a frontline starter.
Who's that you're talking about?
The Orioles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we saw this coming, right? But did we not see the Orioles coming from last year?
Last year they had a great run. The playoff last year.
Okay, so I'm just thinking that maybe possibly that they're saying, okay, we're gonna build on what we got right now. We're not looking to do nothing great. But my thing is, if you have a possibility of win right now. Don't wait for next year to come.
Exactly.
Get it done now. Exactly. Get it done now, so you can build on whatever you want to build on. If you want to build on something else other than what you're building on, So I think that they're going to be okay. I think that they should be okay going forward. I think they're looking really, really good. They got a pretty good farm system. If you think about them as a whole, I think you see that they will do well going forward in the league. I think they've built on something good. I think that they will eventually take over that league over there and be the ones that can make things happen in that American League over there. I think they're gonna be a team to be reckoned with for a while. I see a lot of good things happen with them. You say they need this, they need that. There's a possibility they might need some of those things, but so far they've been doing good with what they got. I mean, you always want to add on sometimes. You don't want to add on a lot. You just want to add on enough that you think is going to push you over the top. So the Orioles, you said you think the Orioles was the most surprising team this year, Mo?
Yeah, definitely.
What about the Texas Rangers? Did you see them coming?
They already put the money in. I mean, it's surprising to see that they're doing it without who they bring over from the Mets. The pitcher that's hurt.
Jake DeGrom.
Yeah, DeGrom. So they brought over DeGrom. I'm surprised that they're doing it without him. But when they brought him over, I'm like, okay, they're trying to spend money. They're gonna try and actually do something. So it's not surprising, especially with the AL because they have the AL West. I believe. I don't really feel like that's a good division. If you're beating up on the A's right now, it makes sense. So I'm surprised that they are still beating the Astros because the Astros are more surprising than I thought they would be. But that whole division, 4 teams are over 100. Not as good as the AL West, but the Yankees are still better than half of those teams. But we're
So let me ask you a question. Do you see anybody overtaking? Let me go back to where we were. All right. So in the standings, who you predicting to win the American League East? Do you see Toronto maybe making a run for it? Rays or the Orioles? What do you see there?
I see the Rays getting hot again. I don't see the Orioles as having or sustainable. They just don't have. I can't even think about their front line starter. I have no idea who that is.
So in the Central Division, we got the Minnesota Twins, the Cleveland Guardians. We can flip a coin on either one of those teams. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't throwing no heat. I ain't hating, but that division been terrible all year long. They picked the NL West to have a team that go into postseason with a below 500 record, making the postseason. And they didn't pick this for the Central in the American League. So Minnesota and Cleveland, we're just gonna flip a coin and see who gets in there. Texas Rangers, Houston Astros. I want to throw the Angels in there too, but I think that the Angels are just they're a long shot of winning the division. But I think that between the Texas and Houston Rangers, Texas Rangers and Houston Astros, who do you think will probably end up winning that division?
I think you got still the Astros. I still think it's the Astros. I think they're still the best team in that division. So I just worry about the Rangers really being sustainable without DeGrom. And I don't think DeGrom is coming back this year. I think he actually had he had open surgery, right?
Yeah.
So I just don't think they have enough down there. I think Astros, because they've been there so many times, I think they'll actually win it.
Okay. So I don't see the Marlins or the Phillies catching Atlanta. This is Atlanta's division to lose right now. They're up by 11.5 games. They lose this thing, then they deserve to lose it. Central Division, you got Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and let's throw the Cubs in there. We forgot to talk about the Mets. The Mets is down in the bottom.
No, but I'm saying, talking about the most disappointing team, they were the most expensive team ever.
Yeah, they were the most expensive team behind the Padres.
Ever.
Okay.
The most money ever spent on the team.
But wait a minute, before we get to that, let's go ahead and finish out what we were just talking about, then we can come back to the Mets. All right.
Okay.
So in the Central Division, you got Cincinnati Reds and you got the Milwaukee Brewers. You see the Cubs maybe making a run. You see Cincinnati, the Brewers. I don't know about that one. I think Cincinnati is a really good team. Brewers not really consistent on the road. That's my issue right there. They're only 3 games above 500. The Cubs they're at 500 on the road, and they're below 500 at home. So if I had to say though, I have to go with I got to go with the Cincinnati Reds to win the division. What's your thoughts on that one?
Oh, I love the Reds. So I talked about the Reds a couple of weeks ago. Talking about when Ellis, the young kid came up. I can't remember his name. De La Cruz, I think. When he came up, they've been balling. So that team is probably the next Orioles on the way up because they have so many players stepping up that are doing that. I will say though, I think the Pirates, whenever O'Neal comes back, I think they might actually step it up a little bit. And I love that kid, 6'7" shortstop. He's just like De La Cruz from Cincinnati. So I really want to see. I want to see them step up because I think they are the biggest opportunity for the Reds because they also have an opportunity because they started out so hot. Then Cruz got hurt and they went down. So.
Okay, last but not least, we got the ML West. We got the Dodgers who are two
Dodgers
games
gonna fall.
See that?
Dodgers gonna fall.
Are you saying that are you just saying it as a hater, or are you saying it for real, for real?
Dana ain't on. Somebody gotta hate.
Don't get mad because the Dodgers is in the postseason and the Yankees ain't, man. Don't get mad.
You have four us. Don't try this.
But we're in first place.
I know.
That's the difference.
That's what the funny thing. Four games.
The Dodgers, I don't know if they can sustain what they have. I don't even know if the Giants can. I'm still looking for the Padres to make a run at this thing for real. Because they're only 8 games out of first place. But if you look at the schedule, they all face each other, so that's going to be the key right there of how this division falls. I don't know if San Francisco can keep their sustainability, as you said, at what they're doing right now. Because in that division, the Padres only got a winning record in the last 10 games. They're 6-4 in the last 10 with 3 wins. You know what I'm saying? You got the Dodgers who lost 2 in a row. Well, no, they lost 1, I guess, to Cincinnati took 2 out of 3 from them, but they're 4-6 in the last 10. So that's where my issue is. And then again, I'm saying them away from home is an issue for me. But if we look at the playoff thing, they're going to be at home at least for one series. At least one series, they're going to be home. Possibly 2 series if they end up playing Cincinnati or the Milwaukee Brewers. So those are teams right there that we have talked about. So getting back to the Mets, we're going to talk about the Mets and the Padres. So let me ask you a question. This is the weirdest thing, right? Because you got the Mets on the West Coast and you got the New York Mets on the East Coast, right?
Padres on the West.
That tried to. Yeah, ain't that what I said? But
No, you said the Mets on the West.
Padres on the West, the Mets on the East. They both want to be like, one want to be like the Dodgers, the other want to be like the Yankees. They spend money like the Dodgers and Yankees, and it's not producing anything. Is it that the Yankees and the Dodgers are only 2 teams that know how to spend money like that and get the best of availability out of the players compared to what the Mets and the Padres doing? Because if you look at it, the Mets spent the most money. The Padres are second in spending the most money, but it's not resulting in wins. What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, as a Yankee fan, I would love to say that we've been good. We haven't won a World Series since 2009. That is unheard of for Yankees. I'm just saying, my Steelers just won in 2008 last time too. So I'm kind of hurting for a championship. I know as a Browns fan, you ain't had one in a long time, so you ain't worried about it. You got one for the Rams. You got one for the Dodgers. But okay, I won't hate them. But the thing that you got to think about is we've been good. We're a good team, and we're good. But at the same time, we don't. The fans don't care about how good you are. We care about championships. Good teams like the Orioles, they want to see that. They want to put up banners for winning the division. They want to put up banners for actually getting into the American League Championship Series. That's not a Yankee fan. We don't even care about getting to the World Series. We care about winning the World Series. If we lose the World Series, that's a losing season for the Yankees. That's the way we view it. So.
I would definitely agree with that, But I'm just saying that the Mets spent all that money, like the Padres did, and it's not resulting in wins. And again, I think something's going on in the Padres organization because what's the name that came from the Orioles? They got traded from the Orioles to the Dodgers, then went to the Padres. The first baseman, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Oh shucks, what's his name?
The Orioles?
The Orioles?
Yeah, he got traded from the Orioles, then went to the Dodgers, and then we lost some World Series with him, and then he went to the Padres. Man, his name crossed my mind right now. I can't get it. I wish I had somebody.
Is that just first baseman?
Is that just first baseman?
I think he plays first. I think he's a first baseman. Let me look at the depth chart. No, let me see. Where's he at? Manny Machado. He's third baseman. I'm sorry, third baseman. He wanted to leave there this year, but they ended up signing to a contract. Right? He was contemplating signing a contract extension. So I think there's something going on in the Padres organization that just ain't right. That makes it so uncomfortable to be there. I know they had put Soto out there to be traded. Then they took him off the trading block. And so I think they feel like they have an opportunity of making some type of run here coming soon. And if you look at it, man, I mean, to be honest with you, if you go back and look at the standings right now, to be honest with you, if you were to, you can probably eliminate maybe you can eliminate you can eliminate maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can eliminate 9 teams out of winning the division or getting to the wild card. When's the last time that has happened? When you only had like 9 teams that's eliminated, and all the teams I counted was the teams that have double losses. I mean, they're double losses in the column of coming back. Like with the American League East, everybody's in play for that because the Yankees are only 9 games out of first place. If they win like 5 in a row or 6 in a row, that puts them in a different perspective. But I think what we're starting to see is like you win 2 here and you lose 2 here, and then you maybe win 3 in a row and you come back and lose 2 out of 3, and then you lose 3 out of 4, and then it puts you back in that backseat again where you're playing to get ahead of yourself, and it's just not working out that way. So I mean, as a baseball fan, you gotta love what's going on because it's really tight with everybody out there. But as a Dodger fan, I'm scared. I'm really scared. Every time I wake up in the middle of the night, first thing I do, if they're playing, I go look at my phone. I look at my phone before I go look at quick picks because I don't want to see them. If the game they lost the other night 9-0, I didn't want to watch quick pitch for that to see why they lost 9-0. They had two guys hit home run with 2 people on base. So that was the bottom line of that. But if they lose 65, I can go back and look and say, okay, I see why they lost 65. They got to tweak here, they got to work here, they got to get this together, they got to make sure they take care of this, get that together, and they don't lose that 5-6 game. You know what I'm saying? But they're not really that good in one-run games either as well. So that's something they need to look at as well. You know, so hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, we gave you a little bit on baseball to wet your mouth, to make sure you come back next Monday, get some more baseball news, because the straight trade deadline is today, right? The 30th is today. The day's the 30th, right? 31st. No, today's the last day, right? Tomorrow, June, August 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nothing's come across my phone. Yeah, nothing's come across my phone lately, so I think they might be done with the trade. You think there's anybody else out there, Mo? You think could see maybe getting moved around?
I love the pickup by the Diamondbacks picking up Paul Sewell from Seattle. They needed a closer. I play fantasy baseball, and that closer has been terrible. They lost so many games at the end of games. So by doing that, I see them also having a chance to make a big run. I love to see when teams that are on the rise actually go out and pick up players as well. So I know a team that's on the rise picked up a player. I can't remember exactly who it was. Who was it that picked up a pitcher and they got a pitcher and a hitter? I can't remember. But it was somebody who I saw did that the other day, and I was surprised that they actually added because they never add like somebody at the deadline. So I'll look it up. I'll find it. But the funny thing I want to say about the Padres, I blame Bob Melvin. Bob Melvin hasn't won anything, but they think he's such a great manager. I think it's time for him to go in San Diego. I think they need a different voice in there. So I think that's the big thing you got to worry about there.
Oh, Mike. I can agree with you on that right there. I think there might be some type of change that need to be done in San Diego because all the money they're spending right now and they're not resulting in wins, not resulting into the World Series. I mean, they beat the Dodgers last year, and again, my take on the wild card is I think that the wild card games, all of them should be one game, and that's it. It shouldn't be a 2 out of 3. Because what happens is you have teams that win a division that's sitting out for a minute or two, you know what I'm saying? And if you know how you know your routine every morning when you get up, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, you wash, you wash yourself and you put your socks on and you have a routine how you do everything. So when you stop that routine for at least a week, it's hard to get back into that routine. I think that you penalize the teams that have better records when they got to sit around waiting for the wild card game. If both wild card games, you get the one game that gets them in, and then you got the wild card series, right? So my thing is to have one and one be done, and let's get the playoffs started because now the teams that won a division don't sit that long, right? And because again, it's all about repetitions. When you're used to doing everything, and then you get out of that, and you got to get back in the swing of things, it's hard. Like they'll tell you. People, you'll work out forever. Believe it or not, it only takes you 72 hours to get back out of shape again. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's 72 hours, 3 days to get out of shape. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think that they need to tweak this wild card thing because I'm not dissing the Padres, I'm not dissing the Phillies, but when the Phillies went to the World Series, the only people that probably watched the World Series was the Philly fans, because there's not a lot of people weren't expecting Phillies to get there, and they played well. They played hard to get to where they got to. The Houston Astros, people watched it because of Dusty Baker. For real, let's be honest, it was Dusty Baker. You want to see him get a World Series ring. You know what I'm saying? Astros always been there. They're probably not gonna go nowhere at all for a while. They're really consistent in getting to the World Series and getting in the playoffs. But again, the Phillies got rewarded for playing. And if you think about it right now, if you look at it, they're 11 and a half games out of first place. They ain't trying to get to first place. They just say, okay, we're going to play good enough to get into the wild card. And when we get a wild card, then we're going to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think that's a disadvantage to the teams that played hard enough to win the division. They should not have to wait anywhere from 3 days to a week to play another game. Get the one wild card game, you get them in, then they go play the next wild card game. Whoever wins that, they move on, they advance on. Now you missing 2 games. You missing. Okay, so you play the one wild card game, get that day of rest, then you come back and play the next wild card game. Okay, they win, get that day of rest. So you're looking at 4 days in between giving rest, and then you go ahead and start the playoffs. That's better than 7 days. That's better than 6 days or 7 days waiting for a 2 to 3 game series in the next round of the wild card. So that's just my opinion, man. What's your thoughts on that, Mo? You agree, disagree with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I like the way they tried to change it up. I like the way, okay, you're gonna be King Kong on this one? Okay. All right, you can be King Kong on this one. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, of course it's about money. It's always gonna be about money. I'm gonna just leave this one to you. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh yeah. KD won. Mo question mark.
We still got a chance to get in, so I like it
this year.
Yeah, like I said, that whole division got a chance of getting in. So Dana's supposed to be coming on a little bit later, coming on later, but he had to take his father to rehab. As you know, his father had some type of surgery and he's doing better, but he's going to rehab. So I was hoping to have Dana back on because Dana had a rant that he wanted to talk about, but we probably won't get to it right now. But we might be able to get to it, and maybe we will not get to it. But we got some more exciting stuff coming on as far as shows concerned. We're going to talk some more about what division in NFL can all 4 teams make it in the playoffs. People said that'll never happen. Yo, AFC made it to NBA Finals twice. 16 seed in NCAA made it to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? So everything, you got wild card teams that won the Super Bowl. It could happen. I'm telling you, it could happen. And when we sit now and we analyze this thing really, really good, you might be surprised who my pick is. I don't know about Mo's pick, but I think me and Mo probably got the same pick. And only thing we do, ladies and gentlemen, is we just go back and forth about notes, what we're going to talk about during the show. We don't go over them. Like I will send them a message like, you guys want to talk about this? And they'll come back with an answer. I won't even respond. I'll just I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I know we're going to discuss it on the show here. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to go into some Black history information to inform you on some of the Black history that was made, that was the very first and whatever it was. So Mo, you're up first, brother.
All right. So since I'm repping my Yankees today, I decided to go with Elston Howard. Elston Howard, born in 1929, died in 1980, was an American professional baseball player who was a catcher and a left fielder. So he played from 1948 through 1968, mostly the Negro Leagues and the major leagues as well. He actually was the first African-American player that played for the Yankees. What most people don't know about Elston Howard is, though, he was stuck on the bench because he was behind a legendary catcher for the Yankees. I wonder what his name could be. He has a famous quote that says, 90% effort, 50%, what you call it. Yogi Berra was so crazy. I love Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra used to have some of the craziest sayings, but he was probably one of the funniest dudes that ever lived. So thank you, Yogi, for everything you did for my Yankees. But Elston Howard was his backup catcher who finally took over in 1960 as the starting catcher. He was a great player. He played catcher. He played the outfield. He played some first base because the Yankees always wanted to try and get his bat in the lineup. He was instrumental in us winning the 1960 World Series as he had a 2-run pinch hit homer off of Roy Face in the 9th inning of Game 1 for the Yankees to actually win. So with it, he was probably one of the guys that was probably one of the best players, but we had that from a lot of players in the Negro Leagues. Black players came into the league, they sat because nobody wanted to see him. They didn't want to play him because they were afraid they're going to mess with their fans. But Howard was just so good that the Yankees had to find a place to always try and get him in the lineup. So he was also in a lot of collisions at home plate as a catcher. He always thought guys were trying to run him over because he was black and they were white. But at the same time, the thing about it was he was just a great catcher. He had 462 in the World Series in 1962. He didn't play in Game 7 after being hit on the hand by a pitch in the 2nd inning. To only watch the Pirates win the series. Which kind of sucks because that was Bill Mazeroski's home run leading off the bottom of the 9th. Hate Bill Mazeroski. Hated him with a passion. Even though I didn't know the man, I wasn't born yet, still hate him with a passion because he hurt my Yankees a lot. But the thing that you really got to think about with Elston Howard is he broke the color barrier for the best professional baseball team, the most winning team ever in professional sports, the New York Yankees. The reason that Dix hates the Yankees so much is because the Dodgers ain't the Yankees. He knows it. I know it. The Dodgers know it. The Yankees know it. And Elston Howard was the first person that actually did it, and he led us to another couple of championships as well. So I just want to dedicate this to my boy Elston Howard because the next great African-American player is going to be my boy Aaron Judge, who decided to stay with the Yankees instead of going to the Dodgers or the Padres or the Giants, because he knows we are the Yankees, the best who ever did it.
Aaron Judge, better known as Sucker, because he came out to LA and been a winner with the broken toe. It's weird, you know, he got a broken toe by way of playing the Dodgers to stop somebody from hitting a home run, I think it was. See, that's what happens, Judge. You should have came on out there to the Dodgers, and you probably wouldn't have had a broken toe, because you actually would have been on offense when that play would have happened, and then you wouldn't have had no broken toe. So I just want to put that out there. But anyway, my black moment is, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. His name is James Armstead. James Armstead was an enslaved African American, best known for his work as a spy during the American Revolutionary. And I know everybody keeps saying, why he always talking about the Revolutionary War? Why he always talking about spies, and why he talking about glory and all that other stuff?
He was alive, people.
He was alive, people.
He was alive.
I need you to know.
He old.
I need you to know. I need y'all to know this, right? You got to know where you came from so you can get to going when you got to go. Okay? So I hopefully you guys look this up. Who was James Armstead? 1748 to 1830. James Armstead was born into slavery in Virginia around 1748. With the permission of his master, Armstead enlisted in the Revolutionary War under General Lafleur. Working as a spy, Armstead gained the trust of General Cornwallis and Benedict Arnold. Y'all know who Benedict Arnold was, right? Providing information that allowed American forces to prevail the Battle of Yorktown. Armstead died in 1830, had successful petition for freedom in 1787. Born into slavery to owner William Armstead around December 10th, 1748 in New Kent, Virginia. In 1781, James Armstead voluntarily joined the United States Army in order to fight for American Revolution. His master granted him permission to join the revolutionary cause and the American Continental Army, stationed Armstead to serve under Marquis de Lafleur, commander of Allied French forces. Lafleur employed Armstead as a spy with the hopes of gathering intelligence in regarding the enemy movement. Posing as a runaway slave hired by the British to spy on Americans, Armstead successfully infiltrated British General Charles Cornwallis' headquarters. He later returned north with the turncoat soldier Benedict Arnold, and learned further details of British operations without being detected. Able to travel freely between both British and American camps, Armstead could easily relay information for Lafleur about the British plans. Using the details Armstead reported to Lafleur, and General George Washington was able to prevent the British from sending 10,000 reinforcements to Yorktown, Virginia. The Americans and the French blockaded surprised British forces and crippled their military. As a result of Lafleur and Washington's victory in Yorktown, the British officially surrendered on October 19, 1781. I wonder why we don't celebrate that. That's another day we need to celebrate.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
Okay, we got somebody just called in the line. Who is that? That looked like it might be Dana calling in. Let me get back to my so Mo, October 1971. We need to celebrate that too. Okay.
Despite his critical actions,
Armstead returned to William Armstead after the war to continue his life as a slave. He was not eligible for emancipation under the Act of 1783 for slave soldiers because he was considered a slave spy and had petitioned the Virginia legislation for his emancipation. Marcus Lafleur assists him by writing a recommendation for freedom, which was granted in 1787. In gratitude, Armstead adopted Lafleur's surname, later life and death. After receiving his freedom, he moved 9 miles south of New Kent, bought 40 acres of land, and began farming. 40 acres of land. Don't that sound familiar, guys? But they didn't give him no meal. He later married, raised a large family, and granted $40 annual pension from the Virginia legislation for service during the American Revolutionary War. He lives as a farmer in Virginia until his death of August 9th, 1837. James Armstead. You know what's crazy about this, right? Dane, is that you out there?
No, Kevin, it's me.
Oh, that's you. So, I thought. I'm sorry. All right, Lou, how you doing?
So,
Mo, what's crazy about this? The guy helped crumble the British at Yorktown, which in sense that this is all within. If you watch the movie Glory, that the Glory is basically based on Yorktown. Okay, so this guy right here, they needed to make a movie about him as well because he was a spy. But my thing is though, he was a spy for the United States. But when he went back to his master, he wanted to keep him as a slave. After he voluntarily asked to go in this thing, to fight in this war. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that kind of peeved me off. But LaFleur came back and said, yo, give the man his freedom. He got his papers, got his 40 acres without a mule, and lived his life the best way he know how. But isn't it a shame that you had to go through all of that to get your freedom that you should have never gave up in the first place? That's some crazy stuff right there. That's crazy right there. What's up, Lou? How you doing, man?
all right, Kevin.
All right. I'm glad you're on because we got some conversations for you, as well as Mo, when it comes to a lot of stuff. So in football, we're gonna talk about. I want you guys to listen to this clip right here, which kind of peeved me off earlier today. But I'm gonna see if I can get this working here.
We don't have really any concerns. I think, I'm hopeful that we all understand the situation we're in. We're all professionals, and we have to pull together to have a great season. I mean, we know what kind of year we had last year, and we have, a lot to prove. Even players that have proven stuff in the past.
IRSAY had loads more to say about the situation with Taylor.
Okay, so it didn't get to the point where he basically degraded Taylor as a professional athlete. But Taylor said he sat down with the ownership and asked for contract extension. And IRSAY is like, no, I'm not giving you a contract extension. You're going to play this thing out with what you got. And if I'm not mistaken, Mo, wasn't he the second runner-up to most valuable player last year? Not the season past, but season after the season before this, because he got hurt last year. But the season before this, wasn't he the second player? Okay, I'm just saying, you ain't had a quarterback since Andrew Luck left. Actually, let's be for real. You ain't had a quarterback since Peyton Manning left. You brought in Andrew Luck, who quit on you, couldn't take it for mental reasons, I guess. I don't know. Then you brought in Phillip Rivers. He couldn't get it done. Then you brought in who they have last year?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. He couldn't get it done. Only consistent player you had on your team was Jonathan Taylor. And if we look at the stats right now, ladies and gentlemen, in the NFL, the running back is I think they said 49%, between 49 and 59% of the offense going down the field. So they have the ball in their hand more than a wide receiver. They have the ball in their hand more than the quarterback. They have the ball in their hand more than tight end. They have the ball in their hand more than anybody else too. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about this, look at the running back. The running back runs the ball, gets the ball thrown to him. He's the H back, the Z back, the Y back, the U back. He's every type of back. And at the goal line, he's a blocker. Even at the goal line, he's a blocker. Okay. But what IRSAY said about Jonathan Taylor is very disrespectful, because you would think that there would be some type of loyalty to Jonathan Taylor for asking for a raise. He's the most consistent player offensively you had on your team the last 4 years. I'm sorry, for the last 4 years. And never have he asked for a raise. Never has he asked for more money. He just said in his contract, he said, can I get a contract extension? And this is the mess you come back and say to him. I'm very disappointed in IRSAY. And IRSAY, I'm gonna say this to you. You got skeletons in your closet. And I'm gonna tell you right now, by what you said, only thing you did, in my opinion, and your guys can talk about it if I want to. I mean, I'm gonna ask you for your opinion too, is you hurt your free agency going to the Colts. We're not even gonna talk about color. Color ain't got nothing to do with this. But what player you think gonna go there unless they get drafted? What player you think is gonna get the money that he deserves from the Colts organization as a free agent? With the conversation, he said that he's not worth what he's worth. I'm a little confused with this. And now they come out and said Jonathan Taylor's gonna be on the PUP because he got a bad back. So now you discrediting the man's health, who's never been hurt at all. He said, well, who did this search come from? Well, I didn't say that. My agent didn't say that. My personal trainer didn't say nothing about my back. He said about my thigh, my hip. Jonathan Taylor's been a workhorse for that team for so long. Injuries he got is injuries he got from playing the game. He don't get no hamstring pulls. He don't get no groin pulls. But I think he broke his hand the 1 year running the football. You know what I'm saying? And he got concussion maybe. But he got it by playing the game of football. Not being out of shape, but playing the game of football. And by you saying what you're saying, I totally got a problem with that. And first of all, I think that between the player and the coach, that should be in-house. That should never get out of the house. Only thing we should have known is that Jonathan Taylor wants to trade. Now, when it came out, Lou, that Jonathan Taylor wanted to trade, what's the first thing that came across your mind? Mo, what came across your mind when you heard about Jonathan Taylor wanting to trade?
What team should he go to? Because I'm like, ain't nobody paying running backs right now.
Lou, when you heard about Jonathan Taylor wanting to get a trade, what was your first thoughts?
I think, what is he thinking? Was he thinking at all? Really?
Okay.
The Colts are a messed up organization as it is. They've been competitive in years. They had to watch that really put the dagger in that team. So it's a lot of with the Colts.
But now I'm gonna say this to Mo. Because he's on a contract, he can be traded. Now they're talking about not trading. Okay, this right here is going to be probably the ugliest thing going on. This is going to we already know Barkley signed a week behind contract with the Giants, which I don't even know why he signed that contract at all. Didn't make any sense. We got Dalvin Cook out here that's not getting paid as well. Okay, we got Zeke, the freak Elliott out here, free agent, not getting paid. We got the kid from the Browns. Help me out, Mo.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. All of these backs I'm talking about still got gas in the tank. You know what I'm saying? They're not hybrids. They're running backs. These guys can still get it done. Now, out of all of my pies, say Zeke might be the closest to being at the end, drop off the cliff, because Dallas just dogged him year after year after year after year until he couldn't be run no more. But we're talking about running backs right now. They're sitting out here waiting to be signed. We got a running back that wants to be traded. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, most teams go running back by committee, right? There's two or three running backs. Whoever got the hot hand gonna play today, or whoever gets a hot hand in the third quarter or fourth quarter, they're gonna be the one to end the game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to get into the contract money part of it, because I think that's a bunch of bull diggity wiggity. You know what I'm saying? But I think that This is why running backs should always get guaranteed money. And if they can't get guaranteed money, then why not give them the player option in the 3rd year or the 4th year of the contract? Because Mo, do you think it's coming? Do you think it's coming? Do you think that you're gonna start seeing running backs say, "Yo, I'll sign with you, but this is what I'm gonna sign for because I know how you're treated. I know how you look at us. I know how you feel about us. You're saying that our value goes down after 4 years of playing in the NFL, but you can always find somebody else that you can replace me. You know, you look at the running back. I think the running back up in Detroit, they got now. He's a third. He's a 3rd round running back. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't help things any better, but that just goes to show the heart of that young man. Plays at a higher level. Rays 2, Yankees nothing. I just want to let you know that.
Yep.
Cold-blooded.
Somebody looked like another key injury for Denver Broncos. It said who will fill in for latest injuries. Who's 81? Tim Patrick, wide receiver. Something happened to him today.
Yes.
Something happened to him today. But anyway,
get
back to what I said. Oh man. So my thing is this right here is that going back to Jonathan Taylor situation is y'all had that conversation inside. Why would IRSAY bring that? I'm gonna say this. I think IRSAY is on his way out anyway because the dude had alcohol problems. He done had drug problems. Anytime you in the car and you got bills with everybody else's last name but yours, and you got several bottles in the car, there's a problem there. And you just say it's not going to happen overnight. And I'm not saying that it hasn't. I'm not saying IRSAY hasn't cleaned himself up. I'm hoping he has. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to see nothing happen to nobody. But, man, you in a glass house and you're throwing stones. You know what I'm saying? And now this dude, this is a guy that has gave you his all for the last 3.5, 4 years, and you don't want to pay him? Mo, talk to me. What you got for me? What you got for me, Mo?
Man, ain't nobody paying running backs. It's just the thing about it now. I mean, Christian McCaffrey even came out and said it. Derrick Henry said it. My boy Najee Harris said it. At least the Cleveland coach came out and said that I don't know what we would do without Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb has been one of the most outstanding running backs, and he's humble. So it's running backs and safeties, I feel like, are the two positions that are probably being deprioritized now, because you can find running backs like we found Jaylen Warren, our backup running back, as an undrafted running back. So the problem is that most running backs, they want to try and get them on that 5th year because they know that they usually run them in the ground by the time that they're in their 28. Running backs don't make it past 30. Zeke ain't making it. Zeke is done. I just think about Earl Campbell back in the day. He was probably one of the best running backs I'd ever seen. And I get so mad when I used to see him walk as he was older. And I understand now why Robert Smith retired early from Minnesota. I understand why OJ got out when he got out. Of course, Gale Sayers didn't make it in the league long because he was hurt. But I'm understanding why guys are walking away from the game because the money, it's great. But it ain't worth it if you're just gonna take away the rest of your life, your happiness for your family. It's just not worth it. So
let me ask you a question. Do you think the game's safer now than it was when Earl Campbell, Dorsett, Franco Harris, Greg Port, Lido, Wendell Tyler, guys playing the game? You think it's safer now than it was then?
Nope. It's a car crash. So you think it's a car crash every 5 minutes in the game.
Okay. I'm just, the reason why I'm asking you this because they got paid less than what these guys are paying right now, and they gave it up every game.
Yeah, but you also got to think about inflation. Inflation has gone up crazy. If somebody made $1,000 back in the time period of the 80s, it gets $1,000 now. It's not even close to being $1,000 then. It's probably close to about $10,000.
And I'm not disagreeing with that, but I just think that running back's been a running back since they started playing football. You know what I'm saying? And running backs are the ones that some people say they come to see. Some people say they don't come to see them no more because it's all about the passion of football. It's all about throwing the football now.
Think about it. They out there running routes. Running backs used to just run a swing route. They have a what do you call that? A screen pass.
Yeah.
No, they've running routes from the outside. That's why Le'Veon Bell really stepped away from the Steelers. Because I caught 85 balls last year. I'm your number 2 wide receiver. Wide receivers making more than running backs. I should be paid like a wide receiver and a running back.
Good. You know what? I'm glad you said that because my next question was going to come up to that right there. When you're used if you caught the ball 85 times. I'm gonna say this 85 times on a line of scrimmage, then I want to be paid as a wide receiver. Pay me as a wide receiver because now I became a wide receiver. I'm not running back no more because first of all, now I'm out in space and I can make people miss. I ain't gotta worry about getting tackled by Mean Joe Green and Larry Zonka and all them other guys that them big 350 pounders jumping on me, spitting in my face and grabbing. I'm just using it. I know. I just threw him in there because he's a big guy. But I'm just saying, you got these guys, 300 some pounds jumping on you at line of scrimmage, and you ain't getting hit by one guy, you get hit by 2, 3, maybe 4 guys, depending on how the offensive line breaks down. So that makes you a different animal. And you look at Kittles. He said, "Yo, I'm a tight end, but I'm a wide receiver." Look at Gronk. I'm a tight end, but you use me as a wide receiver. So now my thing is contract-wise, he's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna take what you're gonna give us, right? But if my player, my running back, is out there catching the ball more than the wide receivers are catching the ball, I need some type of incentive thrown in here on. I need more incentives thrown on the contract because at this point in time, the problem I'm having is that he's not getting paid as a runner. He's getting paid as a running back, but you use him as a wide receiver. So I think that's what I'm saying. I think these agents going to have to treat these contracts where it's going to benefit these players more so. They're like Sonny Michel. He just retired from the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want 2 Super Bowls. One with the Patriots, one with the Rams. He just went to camp and said, yo, I don't want to do this no more. I'm done. Go ahead, Mo.
He won 2 with the Patriots. So he won 3.
I think he won 1. I think he won 1.
I heard him say that he won 3.
No, he won 1 with the Patriots and he won another one with the Rams. That's 2. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna look it up. But
Lou,
they said I heard 3.
Lou, you can look it up. Lou, what's your thoughts on how the running backs being paid? Do you think that IRSAY was okay with making a comment about Jonathan Taylor after he asked? He went to the news. They said, "Yo, can I get paid?" He said, "No, I want to be traded." Do you think that was okay for IRSAY to come out publicly and talk about him like that?
No, I think it's pretty embarrassing. So I think he's going to saying that. And you have to start paying for the guys. No, I mean, the team was not even effort. More injuries and more serious injuries out one of the time. So the game was just no right to say that. It's wrong on his part.
I agree. So I'm just going to read what the head coach of the Colts, head coach of the Colts said. There's apparent to be a standoff between the Indianapolis Colts owner Jim IRSAY and the team star running back Jonathan Taylor. At the meeting with IRSAY over the weekend, several reports indicated that 24-year-old Taylor asked to be traded from the Colts. Of course, IRSAY immediately shut down. As the tension rises between Taylor, who won 1 year removed from leading the NFL in rushing, and the Colts head coach Shane Stanek gave an unpromising update on Taylor's status. Right now, he's on the football team. The coach said, of the Indiana Stars. And when medical staff clears him, he'll be able to play. Kevin Bowen of 107.5, the Fan, also reported that Stenich disclosed he and the team have spoke to tell us since the news broke about IRSAY's comment and sequentially trade requests. We've had private conversation, and I will keep those private. But here's every single day, he said, while Taylor contract status has certainly been front and center during the coach's first week of training camp, it's not only the only noise that surrounds a fourth-year running back. Taylor complained of back pain during his pre-training camp physical, and that the Indiana was considered placing him on a non-football injury list and possibly withholding his salary. Taylor disputes holding report about back injury. Now this is some doggone. No, this is wrong. Now all of a sudden now he got back problems. Come on, man. Yo, I'll tell you right now. I don't know why. IRSAY should have been the next one in line to get kicked out of there. He's not doing the Indianapolis Colts football team organization right at all. He's all about himself and himself only, and he's wrong for it. And they need to talk to him to get him out of there. Give him the money that he wants. Get him out of there. Get an owner in there that's going to produce a winner. The Colts fans, even though the Colts fans are in Baltimore, who now maybe are Ravens fans, but there are still Baltimore fans. There's still fans in Baltimore that are Colts fans. And then you got the Indianapolis Colts that are Colts fans. And you have Colts fans all over the world that are Colts fans for being in Baltimore. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve for the owner to come out and say that to a player. He asked for trade, and you're going to turn it down because you don't want to pay the man. And he's man, I'm telling you right now, he probably is in the last 4 years, he probably is 65% of their offense. Because remember, they had a different quarterback for the last 4 or 5 years. Now, I'm really feeling sorry for my man, the quarterback they drafted from Florida. Yeah. Florida State or Florida Gators. The young
Florida Gators.
Anthony
Richardson.
Yeah, I'm feeling sorry for him now. I'm feeling Anthony. Yo, I don't know if you signed your contract, man, but go back and renegotiate it and get your money, dude. Get all your money from that dude because he's not right. He's not right, man. He's just not right. You already. Oh my God, I'm so pissed with this right now because my thing is right here. You didn't come out and go against Andrew Luck when he said, yo, I don't feel like playing no more. Did you ask for any money back from Andrew Luck? I don't think so. Now he the only consistent offensive player you got on the team. And the only thing he do is ask for a little raise. He didn't ask, I don't know how much money, I don't know how much he's asking for, but what he's asking for, he deserves it. He was second in rushing 2 years ago. He was second in MVPs. And this is how you treat the guy. Free agents ain't going there. I'm telling you, you can offer them all the money in the world. Then they'll take the money, but they're not going to give you 100%. And I'm going to say this, what's going on now, what's coming in next with the running backs is, oh, I'm hurt. I can't play today. Playoff game. They're going like, oh, well, I can't play. I'm hurt. This is where it's going to happen in order for them to get their money they deserve to get in the future going forward. This is how you combat that. Oh, my hamstring kind of tight today, coach. I don't know if I want to play. Go to the trainer. Look, man, I'll give you 50 in cash right now. If you I'll give 50,000 in cash right now if you go back and tell them that my hamstring kind of tight and I can't play. Yeah, coach, hamstring's kind of tight. He can't play today. Sit it out. Right before the game start. That's how you get them. That's how you knock them where it hurts. And I guarantee they start getting their raises then. I guarantee they get their raises then. Any other comments from Lou or Mo? Other than running backs ain't getting paid, Mo?
Safeties ain't getting paid either.
Ain't nobody complaining about the safeties right now. When they start complaining, then we'll start complaining. They need to get that money too.
Wow.
All right,
Mika got paid.
Mika got paid.
Next up.
Oh, we still here?
Next up. I want a yes or no answer from both of y'all, and then I'm gonna let y'all talk, and then I'm gonna come back with my conversation about this. Lou, do you agree with what Sean Payton said about the Denver Broncos and the coaching staff? Lou, you out there?
Yeah, I thought we got cut off.
Okay, now I can hear you. So my question was, do you have a problem?
Okay.
Do you have a problem with what Sean Payton said? Yes or no?
No, I don't have a problem with what Sean Payton said.
Okay, good. Mo, you got a problem? You got a problem with what he said?
I got a problem with him being too honest.
Okay, all right. That's all I need to say. Okay, so you saying yes to it?
Yes.
I'm saying I have no problem with what he said. Okay, so Lou, you don't have a problem with what he said. Why do you not have a problem with what he said?
Well, I mean, I don't think there was anything really to worry about. I mean, we all say something, and I think, if we can hear you, I don't think there's any real problem with Sean Payton.
Okay. Anything else, Lou? Okay.
No.
Mo, go ahead. You say you've been too honest. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
He straight threw the man under the bus, man. Saying that they messed up the Broncos, they messed up everything last year. It was all on the coaching staff. He tried to I get what he's trying to do with giving his team a new fresh start, saying that it was all on the coaching staff, it wasn't the players, trying to get Russ out of his head. I get what he's doing. But you straight smack that dude that's still in the league. Aaron Rodgers is coming for you now. You're going to have problems with other players and coaches around the league because you were too honest. That ain't something you put out on Front Street. That's something you put in an email like John Gruden. When you want to be racist, you put it in an email. No, you don't put it in an email either, John Gruden. That's where you messed up. You say that to your friends on a non-recorded line. That's where you messed up. This dude came out on regular TV and said this. He ain't ever get another job. If he don't get it, he ain't get hired by another dude. He ain't gonna ever be an offensive coordinator again. He ain't ever getting hired by nobody else. He could be a coach. I wouldn't even coach under him because I'd be like, what he saying about me when I go home? I'm just like, you can't trust this dude. No, man. No. I appreciate the honesty, but I can't roll with you no more. Nope.
Okay. So everybody's up in the uproar about if you watch all the other sports analysts on TV, they're saying that he was disrespectful to the coach. He should never say what he said. That's locker room talk, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna say this. Sean Payton's been in the league long time, and he's a good coach. Has he did some things that's wrong while he's in the coach? While he coached at the Saints, yes, he has. Has he sat out a whole full year? Yeah, which is a bunch of baloney in my opinion. Has he got cheated from not going Super Bowl against my Rams? Yes, he have. He's been the butt of a lot of jokes lately. You know what I'm saying? But what he said was the truth. You hire a head coach who's never been a head coach before, who was an offensive coordinator for Aaron Rodgers. Correct me if I'm not wrong, Mo. They never called a play for Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know how you can say you're an offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? How are you gonna say you're an offensive coordinator and you never called plays?
Well, the enemy didn't call for Patrick Mahomes either.
Well, I think the enemy called the run plays.
No, the enemy drew up the plays. He would make the plays. Andy Reid would call the plays.
Okay, so are you saying that Hackett did that for Arizona? For the Raiders, he wrote the plays up, but he didn't call.
He would work with Aaron Rodgers and make the plays. But LaFleur was the one calling the plays.
Okay, so again, Denver thought they were all in on Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right.
Aaron Rodgers said, "Okay, I did the 52 fake out. Yeah, go get somebody else." They settled on. What's his name?
You saying Russ is a subtle?
They settled on Russell Wilson. They settled on him.
They didn't settle. That was a lot of money to settle.
A lot of money to settle.
A lot of
They
draft
settled on
capital.
him because they settled on him because that's not who they wanted. They didn't want him, but they had to go all in. John Elway had to go in before he got fired. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna give it one try. I'm gonna throw some picture dust in the air and see if this worked for this team." And it didn't work. Okay. Now the problem with the team was they catered to Russell Wilson. That's what they did. He had his own office. He did whatever he went to go see his wife in concerts during the season and all that craziness going on. Wow, Russell, you good, but you ain't that good. So I think he was. I think Sean Payton was maybe talking about the team, not the coach, but the team, trying to get the team prepared for the season. Do I think the team gonna be better with Sean Payton? Yes, they will, but they're not gonna make no noise, in my opinion. They're not gonna make that much noise. I think them and the Raiders might be fighting for last place, for real. I think the Chargers and the Kansas City gonna be bounding out in that division. But I don't understand. He said that he told the truth to the team. He told the truth to the whole world on TV. He told the truth. Aaron Rodgers, shut up about putting your coach's name in my mouth, because just a year ago you was about to dismantle the whole Green Bay Packer team because you didn't want to be there. You holding out like your predecessor day before practice. Oh, I'm gonna come to practice today. I'm gonna come to training camp today. Oh, I want to come to training camp. Oh, I'm gonna be retired. No, I don't want to be retired. And you did that mess, and then you gonna get mad at him for what he said. Aaron Rodgers, go somewhere and sit down with that gangrene green on and just chill. Go ahead, Mo.
I'm sorry, but Aaron Rodgers has been known to follow the Brett Favre playbook. What did Brett Favre do? Oh, I think I'm gonna retire. Who did Brett Favre get traded to? The Jets. We already know what his next playbook is. He's gonna go to Minnesota next year. That's what he's doing. All he's trying to be is Brett Favre.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think Aaron Rodgers is all in right now. I've never seen him be this so into a team before. And my question is, why is you all into this team when you wasn't all into the Packers? After they gave you a nice little piece of change up there. Now, you can be mad because they didn't get you no offensive weapons in the draft in the first round. They never got you a first round running back, never got your first round tight end, never got your first round wide receiver. I understand all that. But you're the great Aaron Rodgers. You won one Super Bowl, you lost another Super Bowl. You went to the AFC Championship game and you lost. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather be the top 4 teams left than not to be a top 4 team at all. Just give me an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But you want to act standoffish with the Packers, and now my man come back and says the truth, the honest to God truth about the Denver Broncos, and you he said probably I peed on myself a little bit behind this. I'm like, yo, really? You're really mad about what he said? And I don't have a problem with what he said. I'm gonna say this right now. Everybody's too doggone soft. Everybody be in their feelings all the time. Man, people should be able to say what they want to say, and you deal with it or you don't deal with it. I'm just saying, it's an opinion. You're gonna get mad for the man talking about his opinion. You know what I'm saying? But the facts in the pudding, they sucked last year. Denver Broncos sucked. For the first 2 games, they scored 15 points, 2 field goals, and a safety. They sucked. You let Russell Wilson fly all over the country, go see his wife concerts while everybody else there practicing. And come on, stop with the nonsense. Stop with the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Sean Payton said what he said. He put everybody on. Right. He put everybody on blast right now. He put them on front street. That means you gotta poop or get off the pot. As simple as that. And if they don't, they're gonna move somebody else out of there. If Russell Wilson can't get it done, he'll find somebody else to do it. It's just simple. It's just that cut and dry, guys. That's the part that really bothers me, is that everybody's so upset about what he said. But he told the truth. He's supposed to go behind the door. Yeah, the coaching staff sucked. Who else gonna know about it? He said what he said. And they can be mad at him all, but you know what? You gotta respect him because he's a good coach. He's a good coach because I guarantee you, he could coach every team that we like. I bet he could coach at them. He coached the Jets. He coached the Rams. Well, I don't know about the Rams. Sean McVay, him and Sean McVay is pretty much like the same. But he can coach the Browns. He can coach the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can coach the Miami Dolphins.
He can coach the Browns.
He can coach anybody. He can coach any team. I mean, there's only certain teams out there that he probably couldn't coach right now. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't coach. He couldn't coach the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? He probably couldn't coach the Eagles. Well, he probably couldn't coach the Eagles.
I ain't even trying to But Sean Payton is a great offensive. Andy Reid is a great offensive.
I got you, but
Sean Payton did a lot more in New Orleans than Andy did with better talent.
Well, but the thing about it is, though, you look at Andy Reid. If Andy Reid wasn't a good coach, he would have never went to Kansas City because we all saw something in Andy Reid. And Philadelphia just didn't want to spend the money to bring the players to get him what he wanted to get over the top of the hill. Kansas City did it. You know what I'm saying?
All he wanted was a better quarterback.
But true. I don't disagree with you on that. But again, Sean Payton said what he said, and I ain't mad at him for what he said. I'm just gonna give you a little tidbit of what Sean Payton said because I'm Team Sean Payton. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't care what nobody else say. If you don't like it, don't like it. But I'm a Sean Payton fan. I'm Team Sean Payton.
People who said Sean Payton is a better coach than Mike Tomlin. I don't see it.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
I don't see it.
But Mike Tomlin was he a defensive coordinator or offense?
Yeah, defense.
Yeah.
What was he?
And
that's probably why they would say that. They probably would say that because now today everybody wants to see offense. Nobody wants to see no defense. Payton, who was hired this past season for the Broncos, sounded off on former head coach Nathaniel Hackett and others. Last season, Hackett was let go by the team after a 4-11 record under him. 59-year-old Payton didn't hold back on his discuss the team's former coaches and the treatment of quarterback Russell Wilson. Quarterback Russell Wilson, the treatment of quarterback Russell Wilson. Treatment of quarterback. He didn't say nothing about. He didn't really go at Nathaniel Hackett. He went at the treatment of Russell Wilson. He says, there's 20, 30 hands for what was allowed, tolerated in frickery training rooms, the meeting rooms. Payton told USA Today, I don't know Hackett. A lot of people had dirt on their hands. It wasn't just Russell. He just didn't flip. He still has it. This BS this BS that he hit a wall, shoot, that couldn't get a play in. They were 29th in the league in pre-snap penalties on both sides of the ball. 29th, ladies and gentlemen. How many teams in the NFL?
32.
They're 29th.
32?
They're 29th. They're 29th.
That means that was 3 worse.
That's not good.
So there was 3 worse. And Russ, and it says on both sides of the ball. And that's bad on both sides of the ball. Wilson, a 9-time Pro Bowl and Super Bowl winning championship, had a career worst season in his first year in Denver, finishing with 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, only 3,000 yards passing yards. Now let's talk about that. I mean, this is first year head coach, and Sean and Russell Wilson coming in together, not knowing each other. But Mo, I gotta say this to you. Hackett had to say to Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson felt like he's a pocket quarterback. Was only 5'5" in line 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 7 foot tall, right? He wants to be a pocket quarterback. Don't make sense to me. But but pretty sure I'm pretty sure Hackett went to him and said, Give me at least. Give me at least. Lou said he couldn't hack it. Give me at least 20 to 25 plays that you loved, that you ran in Seattle. Do we agree to that, Mo? Yes or no?
Yes, but I got a bigger question.
For you.
Go ahead.
Is it worse to be terrible?
Is it worse to be terrible?
Or is it worse to have bounty gate going on in your team and not know about it? Or know about it and then deny it? So everybody else takes the blame.
Everybody else takes the blame.
I plead the fifth. No, actually, I'm gonna act like I ain't know nothing about Bounty Gate. You have to prove to me that I knew about it. That you have to prove that to me.
You're the head coach.
Saying,
You're the head coach, man.
I don't know nothing about it.
You got everybody running rush shot in your Nah, man. I'm sorry. It's like Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. All he did was cheat. And when he didn't have Brady, he went back to being terrible.
I don't know nothing.
You had Belichick.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I plead the fifth.
Andy Reid got fired. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. I'm going to support that and say that we only care about champions. Nobody compares to him.
But why do y'all bring that up all the time, though? Why do y'all bring up,
hey, when y'all had last time y'all had a winning season?
Wait a minute. My question is, why do Steelers fans, they say, I know we won a playoff game in a while. I know he ain't been a Super Bowl. But here come I said, okay, here come the but he ain't never had a losing season. I'm like, stop! Don't stop with the. See, that's like participation trophy.
I agree. But name another coach that can say that.
But the thing about it is, Steelers fans need to stop saying that because we know as a Steelers fan, if it's not Super Bowl, it's a bust. Bottom line.
You're right.
Bottom line. So when Steelers fans come to me with that, I was like, yo, but I don't want to hear the but. I don't want to hear the but at all. Leave the but alone.
Because
the butt ain't got nothing to do with it.
Because you're Browns fan.
The butt ain't got nothing to do
How did McVay do last year?
Huh?
How did McVay do last year?
There was 5 and whatever. 5
losing
season.
Losing season.
But wait a minute. But now this is the thing. I'm not gonna say but. The reason why they had a losing season is because they had a different offensive line from game 1 to the game 16.
You remember when Ben went out?
Week 2 out for the season.
Who?
Ben Roethlisberger. 3 years ago.
Okay.
Went out week 2.
We're 0-2.
Yeah.
We're 0-2.
And we still went 8-8.
With Duck Hodges
and
Mason Rudolph.
Mr. I got beat with my helmet.
But you can. It's easy to replace one player.
Now you said but.
No. It's easier to replace one player than it is to replace the offensive line. And you got guys. Come on. No.
You brought in Baker Mayfield.
You lose your center. You lose the left tackle. You lose your right guard. And then you got guys come on the street side. You got guys come on the street putting on jerseys. A big fat Albert down the street, put on a jersey. I just need you to just phone somebody tomorrow. That's what was going on with the Rams. That's what's going on. There was no consistency in the offensive line. That's why they looked as terrible as they looked. And people can see, and that's the part that bothers me when people say that, oh, they were 5-11, but let's look at the 5-11. Let's look at why they were 5-11. But again,
there you go with your butt.
But as a Steelers fan, the first thing you're gonna say, but he never had a losing record.
I didn't say but. I said he never had a season. Then I said,
but see, you'll say that right now. But when I walk out the street and I go talk to a Pittsburgh Steelers fan down the street here, like, yeah, y'all suck, man. Y'all ain't been to Super Bowl since when? When's the last time y'all went to the AFC Championship? First thing he'll say, oh, but he never had a losing season. Hey, who cares about that?
Nah, Steelers fans.
Nobody cares about losing seasons.
Steelers fans do not like Mike Tomlin.
Yo, stop looking at the rainbow and thinking it's a positive go at the end of the rainbow for
all I'm saying is
that lovely.
It's not unified.
The what?
It's not unified.
Pittsburgh is not unified.
Pittsburgh is not unified.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting back to Russell Wilson. Yo, I'm on board with my man. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what they talk about. I don't care what they say about Sean Payton at all. He said what he said. He meant what he meant 100%. It was a show in Denver. Bottom line, you got the quarterback who doesn't come to. He doesn't come if his wife is in a concert on a Thursday. Where do you think he at? He's at the concert. Pre-game Thursday, don't you have pregame Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday you have a walkthrough, and then Sunday you have the game? I'm just saying. So they had another quarterback doing pregame because he wasn't even there. He was allowed to do whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
So now we're gonna see if he gonna poo-poo or get off the pot with Sean Payton there. If he can't get it done, he gonna be out. Sean gonna find somebody else. Simple as that. But I ain't mad at what Sean said. I'm like, how you gonna keep that in? Well, first of all, my thing is you talking about another head coach. How's that going? How's he gonna hear about it if you keep it in the locker room? What they gonna do?
Yeah.
Yo, man, check this out. Ghost's dog hack it out in the locker room. Man, he said this, he said that, said it. And then they're gonna come back and say, oh, sources says that. Then they're gonna say, no, ain't nobody said nothing. No, he ain't say that. No, he ain't say, nah, that's not what he said. And Sean Payton gonna come right out and say, yeah, I said what I said. I meant what I meant. I'll apologize. I might apologize for what I said, but I was for real about what I said. It's simple as that. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. We got about an hour left, real quick. Before I'm looking like we might not even touch no basketball today. But before I just want to jump into this real quick because I want to talk to Mo about the teams that we. What?
We had the biggest fight on.
We had the biggest fight on in 10 years.
You ain't gonna let me talk about that.
You ain't gonna let me talk about that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. We supposed to do that before I got. You supposed to wave your hands or do.
That's why I'm stopping you now.
That's why I'm stopping you now.
It's 1 hour left.
Or put in the chat room about the fight.
No, I don't need
All
to
right,
put
ladies
it
and
in the
gentlemen.
chat. I don't need to everybody know.
No, I'm saying
Everybody know.
put in chat. No, put in chat in private chat on StreamYard. Say, Kev, don't forget about the fight.
Oh, don't worry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't worry. I ain't worried.
We here now.
I was going for Bud. Let me get my piece out. I was going for Bud. I didn't want to go to a smoky bar and watch the fight at all. I was gonna buy the fight and watch it at home. But when they said it was $100, I said that's half my cable bill. I can't do it. So I said I hit Mo up right about something, and Mo started laughing at me. And he gave me some website to download. I didn't do it. I just figured I figure out who won on ESPN. I watched ESPN. And the only thing I know is my man looked like Martin on Lawrence when he ate that food that made all the bumps pop out. That's what my man looked like when he said
that was the Tommy Hearns fight.
That was the Tommy Hearns fight.
I was going for Bud, but I'm gonna say this though. I think there might be a rematch. I just think there might be a rematch.
There's no need for a rematch.
There's no need for a rematch.
Yeah, I think everybody saw
who the better man is.
I'm sorry. That was not worth the rematch.
That was not worth it.
You want to say something about that, Lou? You want to say something about that, Lou, before I get started?
Yeah, I saw the fight later on. You know, I went on to one of the streaming services to catch it to see if I was able to catch it, and I did. And I'm telling you, despite the fact when 9 rounds, Spence looked like he was out of it by around 5 more. He was all bloodshot and beat up. I mean, Crawford just annihilated him. I'm surprised he didn't last 9 rounds. I mean, he went through. You know, he got knocked down in the second, I think twice in the fifth. I'm surprised he allowed it to continue. I mean, that was not the fight everybody thought it was going to be. And he was going the distance. There's no way Spence would have won it. I mean, the fight was, you know, did not look hype at all. It was a complete disaster. A rematch, forget it. It's not worth it. Okay, that's my 2 cents.
I agree.
It was over after the second. And the reason I'm going to say it was over after the second, when he knocked him down with a jab. I'm like, it's over.
It's over for Spence.
And then the fifth, he knocked him down once. He knocked him down in the seventh. I told everybody it was going to be the fifth or the seventh.
The fifth or the seventh.
And it was officially over after the seventh. Knocked him over twice. And he looked like he was done after that. He should have stopped the fight. I felt bad when it went 2 more rounds after that. But let's go back to the second round.
For the people who saw the fight.
If you saw Bud knock him down with 2 jabs and a power jab as the second round. If you looked at Errol Spence, he had never seen that before. He looked like a deer in the headlights. But you know what I say in headlights for? He ain't really been hit since that car accident. Stephen A. actually brought that up. Errol Spence should actually retire because of the car accidents that he was in. But I looked at him. I'm like, I think he went back to that. So I think he went back to that time period when he had that car accident because it was just bad. The way his eyes looked, they looked glazed over. He started bleeding. He looked like he was out of it. I just felt sorry for dude and his moms. I felt bad for Earl because I'm like, you got all these Cowboy fans here rooting for you too. I feel sorry for them. I did feel sorry for Earl. Because that man got exposed. He was supposed to be the fifth best pound-for-pound boxer in the world right now. Bud was supposed to be number one. Bud proved he was number one. I don't know if Errol Spence is as good as he was. I told people Errol Spence had no chance because people have not seen Bud. People had seen Bud, they would have realized this was coming. Bud has that dog in him. Bud has taught Shakur everything that he knows. Shakur is going to take out Tank. I love Tank, but Shakur is going to be the next great one. And I think Keyshawn Davis might be better than them all. So I'm loving that boxing is finally back to fighting everybody. Loving that they're not letting the Golden Boy and Top Rank and all the other people control it and not let fighters fight. I love that they came together. I'm looking forward to the Charlo and even though he picked the little Charlo. So he going from 154 up to 168 to fight him. That's why he did that, because he knows he couldn't fight the big Charlo. He want the little brother Gruff. So he didn't want big brother Gruff. He want little brother Gruff. So the thing about it, though, is boxing is finally getting it right. They're giving us what we deserve. They're trying to be like the UFC, giving us the best fights. And I'm loving it because there's nothing better than mano a mano. You can't blame nobody else. You can't blame your offensive line for not opening holes for you. You can't blame the guy in front of you for not getting on base. This is you against him. One-on-one. Your corners, yeah, they might be giving you some talk in the middle, but it's still you that got to do all the work. That's why I love tennis. That's why I love boxing. That's why I love UFC, because it comes down to you versus the other person. And it's all a mental and physical game. And I love the physicality that Bud brought. And I just want to see. I don't know why Errol don't want that smoke. That's what Errol had to say. Yeah, I want a rematch. But actually, he slurred his words when he said, yeah, I want a rematch. So a little bit like Rocky. And I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. But dude looks like he needs some time away. Because seriously, I think he went back to that car accident and he felt what he felt from that car accident. Because the way he looked for the rest of the fight, he looked like he had never seen Bud Crawford before. And he looked like he was done. As Mike Tyson said, what does Mike Tyson always say, Kev? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. He got punched in the mouth and he went down. That's what happened. That's my boxing corner right there. That's my boxing rant. Even though my rant was supposed to be on the Yankees, I'm talking about boxing because that's my love right now. I can't wait for the next boxing match. Let's go. Kev, you want to throw them on?
So let me ask you a question. Who's your number one all-time athlete?
Bo Jackson.
So now I'm going to ask you a question. How can Bo Jackson be your number one athlete? Well, I'm going to say sports altogether. Like, my number one to me is Serena, because she plays offense, she plays defense. My number two is Muhammad Ali, because he's a boxer. My top five athletes, my top five all-time athletes for me are boxers, tennis players, and track. 5 and 6 might be a basketball, football player, but my top 5 is one-on-one athletes because they do everything. They do both. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that when people come up about who's the GOAT of all time of everything, how can you not put Serena Williams in there? This chick was playing. She was playing tennis. She's playing competitive tennis and being pregnant. You know what I'm saying? How can you not put Muhammad Ali in this when he has to be offense and he has to be defense?
I get it. I get it.
But
did they play 2 sports?
Did they play 2 sports?
No, they didn't play 2 sports.
Bo Jackson did.
And
excelled in both.
I'm not doubting that at all. But again,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. When you say athlete, I think about somebody that did it in more than one sport. So my number two.
Okay, go ahead.
My number 2 would actually be. You made me forget. My number 3 is Dion. Oh, my number 2 is Michael Jordan. Even though he didn't do well in baseball, he showed he could still hit a baseball.
So your top 1 through 3 or 1 through 4 or 1 through 5 are guys that play both sports, more or less.
No, because I would put Althea Gibson in my top 5. She was a great basketball player, baseball softball player, and a great athlete because she could run.
So modern day, I'm going with Serena, Muhammad Ali, as my 1-2. But if I had to do overall from 1900 to right now, I gotta go with Jim Thorpe because that dude played football, baseball, basketball, ran track, went to Olympics, won the decathlon and the pentathlon. He did it all.
Talking about Jackie Robinson too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because he played every sport there was. And actually, people probably don't know.
You can talk about Jim Brown.
But Jim Thorpe was the first commissioner in the NFL because he was so famous. They thought that he would draw people there. But at the point in time when he became the commissioner, he wasn't fully healthy at the time. So he had some substance abuse things that was going on in his life. But if you think about how his life went, that's probably what was one of the things that ailed him. So that's why I'm saying when I go, I have Bill Russell in probably my top 5. All right. Then I'll add basketball players after that. But my 1 through 4 is going to be baseball. Going to be track, boxing, tennis. Those type of players going to be in my top 5, my top 4 to 5, because they did it by themselves. They didn't get no help.
That sounds like we need to do an all-time top 5 list.
And we should. We can't, because my thing is I can't put a quarterback in there because quarterback he gets help from the center to get the ball.
I laugh when people say the top athlete ever is Tom Brady. Like, really? Athlete?
Like, really? No, he's not. No, he's not. And the thing about it is, what bothers me more than anything else with that situation is this right here. Give him the yards he catches, but the yards he runs should be the wide receivers. It shouldn't be Tom Brady's yards. It shouldn't be the quarterback's yards. You threw the ball. If you throw the ball for 2 yards, you get 2 yards for passing. Everything else goes to the wide receiver because the wide receivers are the ones that makes the move to get to the next yard, the yard in front of him, or to the touchdown. The quarterback don't get no. The quarterback don't.
Yeah, he does,
he don't get
he's
no.
Got to lead it. He's got to lead it.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying though, you're going to pad the stats for the quarterback to make the quarterback look good, right? But the wide receivers don't look good because they said, well, he got thrown the ball. But what about them guys that you throw the ball 2 yards down the field and he runs 98 yards for a touchdown? Dude, I don't think the quarterback should get all those yards. That should be yards after catch should be all the wide receivers' yards.
You don't play fantasy
football.
You don't play fantasy football.
No, I do. But I'm saying if you want to give the quarterback the touchdown, you can do that. I'm just.
Why he gonna get the touchdown? He just scored a touchdown. He ain't gonna get the yards, but he gonna get the touchdown.
Because he had to throw it. Because he had to throw him the ball. He had to throw him the ball. He had to throw him the ball. So you give him the touchdown, but you don't give him the yards. You know what I'm saying? But because if you think about it, if you think about that now and the way the NFL's going with all the passing going on right now, all these quarterbacks is breaking all these records because they're throwing the ball more than they ever threw before, right? So again, to me, Joe Montana is one of the best quarterbacks that played the game of football. He ain't never lost Super Bowl, but you're gonna put Tom Brady in front of him because Tom Brady got more Super Bowl wins, but he's been in more Super Bowls than Joe Montana.
Then you got to
but
put
he's
Terry
lost some
Bradshaw
too.
above him.
But that's what I'm saying.
Montana only got 3.
But that's what I'm saying. I think Joe Montana got 4. I thought he got 4 Super Bowls.
No.
Yeah, he got 4.
Steve Young got 2.
Steve Young got. No, Joe Montana got 4 rings.
Yeah.
Steve Young got 1. No, because they're 5. They had 5 Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls
Steve Young was probably on the bench because I know he got 2.
So technically he got 2. But how many Super Bowls do Pittsburgh still have? Right?
6.
Okay, then they got 6.
San Francisco's got 5.
You're
right. Montana has
4.
Montana has 4.
Yeah, and Montana and what's his name has 1. Right? He's 4-0 in Super Bowls. What's Terry Bradshaw's record? What's Terry Bradshaw's record?
4-0.
But Terry Bradshaw tell you. But see, Terry Bradshaw say, I ain't the reason why we won. He said, I had some of the greatest wide receivers out there. He gives them credit for that. I'm not saying Joe Montana don't do that.
Steve Young got 3.
I'm not going. Steve Young got
2
3.
on the bench.
2 on the bench.
Oh, okay.
2 on the bench.
I'm just saying.
But Terry Bradshaw come out and say, yo, I wasn't the best quarterback out there, but I had great wide receivers. I just throw the ball, they go get it. You know what I'm saying? But again, Joe Montana was that dude. I don't care what they can talk about Tom Brady all they want to. If you take the rules that game being played right now and put Joe Montana and Dan Marino in the league right now, they would tear this thing up. They would tear Frank Tarkenton. Whoa! Come on now. Them dudes would eat this. Oh man, they would sleep. Oh man. Who else is out there? Quarterbacking that was good. Back in the day. I can't think of nobody.
Everybody says
Starback.
He would have been slinging it too. Oh my God. Yo, put them right now. Put them in the league right now. Oh my Lord. Dan Fouts, come on now. Come on, talk to me. They would tear this league up.
Warren Moon.
Warren Moon.
Oh man. Come on now. They would tear this thing up. They would tear the league up because they were still passing quarterbacks. And Jim Kelly, don't forget about Jim Kelly.
Don't forget Elway.
I ain't worried about Elway.
Why? Because he did it to you so many times.
Yeah, Jim Kelly, man. Look, Jim, and they came back against Houston with Frank Rice as a quarterback. But I'm just saying though, if you think about the league, the way the league is now, it's pass oriented. So you're going to break a lot of records. You're going to get guys that's going to throw forever and ever and ever ever in the league because that's what they like to see now. You know what I'm saying? And this is what hurts. This again, this goes back to what hurts the running back. But if like you look at McCaffrey, McCaffrey's quarterbacking, he's running backing, he's wide receiver backing, he's tight end backing, he's he probably can kick a field goal if he needs to, and punter, and he could probably be a punt returner and a kick returner too. I guarantee I bet they don't slide him with no money when it comes time to paying him. I bet you they don't. I bet you San Francisco's gonna give him what he wants. Now, to be honest with you, I think what really hurt them was the money that Ty Gurley got, and what's the name? Who's the other running back that was in that? Because Ty Gurley, we knew he's only gonna last at least 4 years because he already had a bad knee, and it just came back to haunt him. but I'm glad he got paid. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about this, his entry he got was prior to coming to the NFL. He got that when he was at Georgia. So him coming in the NFL and playing at the level he played, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he got an opportunity to play. But these guys right now, they doing too much. And and again, they're gonna sit out some games. You're gonna see, oh man, I have a suggestion. I ate a cheeseburger before I got here, and I can't burp. I can't belch. I can't play right now. I mean, I may feel better second half and get out there. That's what they're going to do. That's what the running back's going to do. That's what they're going to do. But again, get back to what we were saying though. I'm serious, man. They got to get paid some kind of way. They're just gonna figure something out. But again, my thing is that when you do the top five. My top five, like I said, Bill Russell might be my number 5. He might be my number 5. But
pick it
up
next week.
Let's do it next week.
We can do it. It's gonna be Serena, Muhammad Ali.
No, save it for next week, bro.
Save it for next week, bro.
Who else we got?
See, he just want to keep going. Luke, get your boy. Get your boy, Luke.
Jesse Owens. Them be my 5. Them be my top 5. We can do it next week. I'm just throwing it out. I'm going off the top of my head. That they might be, like Steve said, it's fluid. It's fluid. Fluid. Oh my God. Okay, let's get back on track. All right, before we get back to football. So ESPN fires Mark Jackson. Ain't gonna replace him with Doc Rivers and what's her name? What's the other chick name? That does playoffs. What's her name? Come on, help me out here.
Isn't it Doris Burke?
Isn't it Doris Burke?
Yes.
Doris Burke?
Yes.
I like that.
You like Doris Burke? You like Doris? She don't do it for me. She don't do it for me. She's too, to me, she's too bland.
She's too much into Embiid for you.
Too much into Embiid for you.
You think so?
She loves some Embiid.
I like her personally, but I don't want to listen to her doing an NBA game on ESPN or anything. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I'm Fox, if I'm Turner, TBS, man, go ahead and get that. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and if you had Charles Barkley and them dudes doing game, man, we be in stitches for whole. We probably wouldn't even pay attention to the game because they be blowing people out. And quiet cap, Van Gundy would blow people out, but he would do it in a settled manner, and he would call the NBA out to it. Yeah. I think that's why he got fired because he kept calling him out. He kept calling NBA out. I'm telling you, that's probably why he got fired because he kept telling the truth. Mark Jackson probably said, "Yo, if he ain't gonna be here, I ain't gonna be here." So they tell Mark Jackson, "You can step down too." Mark Jackson is a nice dude. Nice enough. There go that man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna miss all of that. You know what I'm saying? I like Doc, but Doc was okay as an analyst. Doc need to be on somebody's bench. You know what I'm saying? Helping somebody try to win another title or something like that. But him and Doris Burke,
I think what he just did right there. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Doc is not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
No, it's not. I'm telling you right now that ESPN should have did a survey or a poll on who they should have kept and who they should have got rid of.
I would have loved JJ and Richard Jefferson.
You know your boy left went to Fox, right? Yeah. Did he go to Fox? Yeah, your boy.
Who?
Baseball.
Who?
Just retired from the Yankees not so long ago. What's his name?
Jeter.
Is it Derek Jeter?
A-Rod? No, you talking about
A-Rod.
Yeah, he been at Fox. He's with Poppy and all, man. Pedro.
No, but then they wasn't with Fox. MLB was not. They wasn't with Fox. He just went with Fox. He left ESPN.
Okay.
and one with Fox.
Okay.
I didn't know he was on ESPN.
But I'm telling you
that's
right now,
right. He was doing Sunday Night Football. You're right. I mean, Sunday Night Baseball. You're right.
if I'm Turner, I'm like, yo, Turner, come save the NBA. Please save the NBA. Because ESPN is mucking this up right now. They're mucking it up. I just can't understand it. It says here, let me just read what it says. Week after Jeff Van Gundy was let go on ESPN layoff, the network reportedly reshuffled its top NBA play-by-play team for promotion and hiring. Andrew Machana of the New York Post reports the longtime analyst and color coordinator Doris Burke is being elevated to the A team with Mike Grimm. Who is Mike Grimm? Who is Mike? Who you know?
Way downtown. Bang.
Don't know him.
Mike Grimm.
Don't know.
He does the finals. You saw him. You hear him all the time. Remember when what you call it? What's his name? From the not Jokic.
I didn't know. Oh, okay. I knew you're talking about. I didn't know.
When he shot the three, then he looked over and said, "Bang." That's Mike Grimm.
Yeah,
that's Mike Grimm.
Yeah, I know that. They would join the former NBA head coach Doc Rivers and will return to television for the first time since the lone season behind the mic in 2003-2004 season. Not long after Manchard report, veteran NBA scribe Peter Vesky tweeted that Mark Jackson, who worked with Van Gundy and Bream for much of the ESPN tenure, was let go with 2 years left on his contract. I don't care. I'm getting paid. That's what Mark should have said. Bream, Van Gundy, and Jackson team caught nearly 100 NBA final games and gave much-needed stability to the ESPN ABC coverage after Disney tried multiple options when it acquired NBA rights in the mid-2000s. Now, I ain't gonna read no more. Yo, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I don't even want what's the name on her? Who you just said? What's his name?
Doc.
No, the dude. Play basketball, just retired. He can be on ESPN sometime. White dude. Play with the Sixers. JJ Redick. Yeah, I don't even want him on.
I love JJ. JJ's hilarious. And he keeps it real.
No, JJ's too. JJ's too analytic to me, in my opinion. He does.
Yeah, I see that.
I see that.
And then he tries to come back and rebuttal. He tried to come back and subtly recover from what he says. Well, that's not what I meant. Somebody said, "K Dick, what's up? What's up? How you doing out there on Facebook land? Go ahead, hit us up with a question if you got a chance. If you're watching us, hit us up with a question. We open for anything and everything tonight. Man, look here. TNT is way better than ESPN. ESPN got to get it right, man. Getting rid of Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
There goes that man, that bad man. Man, he had the voice for it.
A bad man.
They're messing this thing up. Okay. I just want to get that out. I want to get that out the way. We got like half an hour left. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my cheat sheet over here. Where my cheat sheet at? Oh, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go to ones over here. Let me go to my cheat sheet. ESPN. Dana can't get on. There's an issue going on with Dana, so we'll see Dana next week. Patrick Surtain? Oh no, Broncos Patrick suffers a torn Achilles. Running back Jones is suspended for PEDs. That's your boy,
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones. Yeah, I know. I just put the report.
Broncos Hamler steps away for heart issues. That's not good. Wow.
No.
That's it. Top stories. So, in NFL, my question was to people: what division has the opportunity for all 4 teams to go into the playoffs this year? As if there's a possibility. So, I'm looking at the AFC East.
I was just going to say that.
Buffalo, Miami, the Jets. If the Patriots would have got Hopkins and Cooks, I would say they probably shoe in. Do anybody agree, disagree with that division? Maybe getting all 4 in?
I agree.
Somebody came out. Somebody said none would get in. So New England will probably be the lone team out, right? They would be the team that not make the playoffs. Am I correct with you guys? Okay. We go to AFC North. Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Cleveland Browns. Could y'all see those 4 teams getting the playoffs?
Nah, Cleveland ain't making it. But they do have a great chance if Deshaun Watson plays well again. That division has the best chance of anybody. Because they're going to go 1-1.
Okay. Lou, what you think about the AFC North? Do you think they get in? Anybody? They get all 4 teams in?
No, 2 at best, but 4.
Okay. AFC South. Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans. 2 out of the 4, I would say, maybe.
No.
I would say 2 out of 4. I would say 2, but I'm leaning towards Jacksonville. I'm leaning towards Jacksonville. Kansas City, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Broncos. I'm going to lean to 2 teams in that division, maybe getting in.
I'll say 2.
What's up, David Shepard? That's what's going on. And the NFC, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. Now, Commanders almost got them last year, but I don't know if it's going to be this year because they have the 8th toughest schedule in the NFL. Okay. So, do we see that 4 teams getting in? Anybody see that 4 teams getting in?
No.
Okay. 4? No.
NFC North, Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. You see all 4 of them teams get in?
No, 2.
2.
NFC South, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Carolina Panthers, Saints, and the Falcons.
1.
Okay.
1.
San Francisco, Seattle, Rams, and the Cardinals. Not going to happen.
The other chance. Because the Rams and the Cardinals have been good. But I think Seattle takes a step back.
Cardinals are not going to be that good this year. They lost D. Hopkins, okay? And my man still hasn't – he's not clear to play yet. He's still got an MCL tear or whatever he got in his knee. Okay? I'm going to go back. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on record. August the 31st, 2023 at 8:32.
July.
The AFC North will have 4 teams in the playoffs.
July 31st. Put it on the board.
July 31st.
I'm sorry. I'm July 31st. Oh, where my pen at? July 31st, 2023. AFC North. 4 teams.
I'm gonna put something on the board there.
Now I got caveat. I got caveat to this one though. I got caveat. If Joe Burrows is not healthy, they don't get in. Because they played. But
I thought you said one man isn't working. I just said one man can be replaced.
But Joe Burrows can't be Joe. You can't replace Joe Burrows.
We couldn't replace Ben Roethlisberger still when they did.
But that's one. But he's one player. We talking about. I'm
Joe
talking
Burrows
about.
Is one player. Joe Burrows is one player.
I'm talking about the whole. I'm talking about the whole division getting in the playoffs. Okay. So. That's my only caveat is that he got his calf muscle is a problem. And I'm going to say I know for a fact how I feel because I got my calf muscle messed up and still to the day I still have problems with my calf muscle. The reason why I said that, so I went to, I already did my homework. I went to my homework and I got my predictions. My predictions for this season.
Well, wait a minute. What happens to the best prediction of the year last year? Why is it still not up there? That the Jacksonville Jaguars win a playoff game.
because they lost after the playoff game. If they won the Super Bowl, it would still be up
They
there.
won the playoff game at home. I said that when they were like 3-6.
Yeah, but that's last season. This is new. This is new year, man. We got
I'm
to
just saying that should have been framed.
That should have been framed.
I'll put up there. So I'm gonna start with the NFC East. This is what they got. They got the Eagles going 12-5, Cowboys going 9-8, Washington going 7-10, and Giants go 6-11 this year. This is what they're going this year. All right. So that's only 2 teams getting in. NFC North, they got Detroit Lions 11-6, Chicago Bears 7-10, Green Bay 7-10, Minnesota 7-10. So they only got 1 team in. NFC South, New Orleans 9-8, Atlanta 9-8, Carolina Panthers 7-10, Tampa Bay 5-12. That's a big drop right there. So only 1 team gets in. San Francisco, in the NFC West, you got 49ers 11-6, Seattle 10-7, Rams 7-10, Cardinals 2-12, 2-5. Excuse me. Buffalo, AFC East, Buffalo 13-4, Jets 12-5. Let me pull this up.
Like that.
Dolphins 11-6, Patriots 7-10. AFC North. Now remember, I asked you, Mo. I asked you this question a couple of days ago. I just pulled this up today because I still, in my heart, I felt that the AFC North was going to be the team that could get 4 teams in the playoffs. Cincinnati Bengals 12-5, Baltimore Ravens 11-6, Pittsburgh Steelers 11-6, Cleveland Browns 10-7. 10-7. Okay. AFC South, Jacksonville 10-7, Tennessee 8-9, Houston 6-11, Colts 4-13. AFC West, Kansas City 11-6, Denver 10-7, Chargers 7-10, the Raiders 3-14. They have wild card teams in the AFC, in the NFC. 49ers, Falcons, Lions, Cowboys, Seattle's, right? They got 49ers defeating the Falcons, Lions defeating the Cowboys, and Seattle beating the Saints. Lions playing 49ers, Eagles playing Seattle. Lions beat the 49ers, Eagles beat Seattle, Eagles beat the Lions, the Eagles go Super Bowl. In the AFC, they have the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Jets, and the Jaguars, right? Because even though they're 10-7, only way they get in is somebody got to have a really terrible record to get in. So 10-7 gets 10-7 could possibly get them in. So they got the Bengals beating the Dolphins, Chiefs beating the Ravens, the Jets. Huh? Wait a minute. Did they? Because the Chiefs. Oh, because the Chiefs don't have the best record here. So Chiefs beats the Ravens, the Jets beats the Jaguars, Bengals beat the Chiefs, the Jets beat the Bills, the Jets beat the Bengals, the Jets play the Eagles defeats the Jets in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. That's what they have. But again, if you look at it, there's a good possibility. And if you look at their schedule, the schedule is because what's happened is they're going to eliminate each other at some point in time. And if you think about it, Cincinnati plays 3 games. They played 2 games at the beginning of the season that are let me go to it. They played two divisional games at the beginning of the season. Where is it at? Go back to this. Teams. I'm just gonna go to Cincinnati. So they got Cleveland. They got Cleveland and Baltimore at the beginning of the season. So that gets them out of the way. That gets them out of the way right there. And they play Pittsburgh and Cleveland at the end of the season. So those 2 games going to really matter for them at the end of the season because they're divisional games. But you see what I'm saying? If you look at the divisions, they're the only division that actually could. They just said they got everybody in the division got at least 10 wins. So what's going to?
Yeah.
So the thing about it is that you got to look at your division winners, even though you're gonna have division winners like 9-8 or 8-9 or whatever. Then now the conversation gonna come up is, yo, we won 10 games. Why don't we get in the playoffs? That's gonna be the conversation, because the conversation before, Mo, was that, oh, we got a better record than them, but we won a wild card, but they're 8-9, but they won a division. So I gotta go play them at their at home, but we got a better record than them. That conversation came up, and what they did is they changed it around. They said, okay, even though you won a division, you got the worst record, you still gotta go on the road now, because they're 10-7, and you're 9-8 or 8-9 or whatever the case may be. So the conversation is going to be had. If Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Cincinnati and Baltimore all have double-digit wins, the conversation is going to come up. Why can't all four of those teams get in the playoffs, even though other teams won the division? And my solution to that is that you don't use the divisions for playoffs no more. You go by the best record. So the best 8 teams gets in the playoffs. Conversation going to be had. I'm telling you right now, the conversation is going to be had if that happens. If it happens, if you have 4 teams if you have 2 teams at 10-7, why can't I get in the playoffs? You got a team that's 9-8 or 8-9 winning the division.
Because of your division.
So does that make football more interesting if you go by the best 8 teams, or do you go by divisions? Mo, what's your thoughts on that?
Definitely the divisions, and the reason I said that is because you got to play each team twice in your division. So if you're playing one team once, it doesn't make sense to put you against them, because you are playing against your division to actually win a division. So unless they change the schedule where you're just going to play 17 teams every year and you're not playing division games, it doesn't make sense. Now, if they did that and you play 17 teams, but you play 10 in your conference, I get it. I could be down with that. I can deal with that. But if you're not, and you're going to play in 2 in divisions, you got to have a division winner. And I don't see them getting rid of divisions because nobody else is getting rid of divisions.
Well, I'm not saying they got to get rid of the divisions. But what I'm saying though is that it makes the games mean more now than ever before, because now you can't go and win a division at 9-8, knowing that 9-8 gonna get you one. Okay, you can sit there and say, yeah, I won a division, but I ain't make the playoffs. So next year I gotta win 10 games. I gotta win 11 games. Now, because you got some teams out there like, yo, like if we really look at this thing, right? If we go back and look at the division for real, if we go back and look at the standings, okay. Jacksonville won the division 9-8, right? Tennessee 7-10. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. Tampa Bay won the division at 8-9.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you take
Detroit Lions, they make it at
9-8.
Yeah, and if you break it down by NFC, AFC standings, then I mean you're still in the realm of winning the division, but you don't get that home court advantage because you're 9-8. But what it does, it says, okay, now we gotta look at every game we play, because there are games that you look at, like I'm gonna go to pull up Philadelphia real quick. Philadelphia schedule. Okay, they got the Patriots. Let me see, the Buccaneers, Commanders. Let me see what game in here. The Cardinals game at the end. That Cardinals game's almost the end of the year. Cardinals ain't beating the Eagles. So that game ain't gonna matter. That game really won't. That game won't matter for real, unless the divisions unless they're a game behind or in front of the Dallas Cowboys or the Washington Redskins or whoever that's in the division that's right there neck and neck with them to win the division. That game really counts for something. You know what I'm saying? But what they did do, they put Giants in front of that game, gave them the Cardinals, and came back at the Giants again, right? So that's how the game could matter. But by this paper right here, I got, they saying that the Giants will take a step back. And if you look at the schedule, if you look at the schedule of rankings, Philadelphia, for real, they saying, if you look at let's look at now, yo, this for real, look at this. Eagles, if the Eagles come to play at the beginning of the year, this is no joke. The Patriots, that should be a win. Vikings should be a win. Tampa Bay should be a win. Washington should be a win. They go to the Rams, that should be a win. They play the Jets, that should be a decent game, but that should be a win. They play the Dolphins at home, that should be a win. They play the Commanders, that should be a win. The next game they got is against the Dallas Cowboys. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm Commanders? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 8 games in. They could be 8-0 by the time they play the Dallas Cowboys, which would be a meaningful game for them, because they should be Washington, right? They should be Washington. The Jets gonna be a tough game because they're in New York, but that's just a bus trip away. You know what I'm saying? So, yep. but they saying here on paper that they got the toughest schedule. But if you look at it, why is it the toughest? The only reason they got a tough schedule is because the Vikings, the Buccaneers, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Bills, 49ers, Seahawks made the playoffs. That's why they got the toughest schedule. But they can start off 8-0. And they can cruise from there. You know what I'm saying? So this is very, I saw this and I looked at it, I said, yo, this is very interesting. So and for real, I wouldn't count out the AFC East either. Because I still think the Patriots are gonna be better than what anybody think they are. I think by them getting the offensive coordinator there, the AFC East, the Patriots gonna be a hard team to beat, in my opinion, because they still got a coach there that's famous, a Hall of Fame coach. They got the O'Brien back there as offensive coordinator. I think what helps a lot. Third thing is, I think the biggest key to the Patriots is going to be the quarterback play. That's why I don't understand. They got money. Why didn't go after D. Hopkins? Why did not go after Dalvin Cook? Now they said Dalvin Cook was no. Who was up Patriots? Ezekiel Elliott was up there, right? That's what I think. Was Zeke went up there, Mo? Who was it that went up there that was visiting them just now? Was it Zeke or was it Cook?
It was Cook. You're talking about New England, right?
Okay.
Talking about New England, right?
Jets.
Yeah.
You're talking for Jets.
So that's what I'm saying.
Zeke is probably gonna go. Zeke is gonna probably go back to the Cowboys now that Jones got suspended for those first 2 games.
If I'm him, I'm not going back.
Why?
I'm not going back.
Okay, he going
Why
back.
would I go back?
He going back.
Why would I go back when y'all didn't want me in the first place?
Look at who getting paid at the running back position. Nobody. Keith Sweat. Nobody.
Well, he ain't gonna get paid. He ain't gonna get what he want from them anyway.
Who else he gonna get a contract?
Yeah, if I was Zeke, I would have took my behind straight to Philadelphia, took a pay cut, and said, "Yo, now you're gonna see me for 2 more games." I would have went straight to Philadelphia. I would have Philadelphia.
They got too many running backs now.
I'd be like, "Yo, can I be a service for you?" I go to the Giants. Can I be a service to you? Only person I ain't going to Washington because Washington ain't going. I just don't see Washington doing really good. But the Giants and I would definitely with the Eagles. I'm like, yo, the only thing you got, just let me play 2 games against Dallas. That's only 2 games. I must play against Dallas Cowboys. If you don't want to play no other games, I'm cool. But those 2 games, I gotta play. I want to show them what they're missing, what they lost in Zeke. And that's the prime example of using the guy and throwing him out with the baby water. Simple as that, man. It's just, it ain't cool. But I'm just saying, that division too could be a division that you could have 4 teams in. But it's going to happen sooner or later. Somebody's going to get all 4 teams in. And if you think about it, if let's say you give everybody another win in that division, okay? So they got the Bengals at 13-5, right? No, 13. What I had them at? Let's see. They got the Bengals at 12-5. So let's say the Bengals go 13-4. Baltimore goes 12-5, and Cleveland and Pittsburgh go 11-6. They're all in. If they can get 11 wins, that got to guarantee them they get in all the wild cards. They definitely have the wild cards. I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things, guys. It's one of those things. So we got about 10 minutes left, man. Mo, I want to ask you a question.
I didn't do it.
I want you to be serious with me on this question.
Okay.
We're gonna leave this question. Well, I got 2 questions for you. What do you think about? I'm gonna leave Jaylen Brown for next show because I won't go depth in that in the Boston Celtics. But what do you think about the situation that happened to LeBron James' son? What's your take on that?
I don't want to say.
I don't want to say what I.
Because the first thing that came to mind to me was Len Bias.
Yeah. But you know what though? I'm gonna say this. At 18 years old, can you imagine how much basketball he's played at 18?
You don't just go into cardiac
arrest.
But again, at 18 years old, they say between 18 and 21, you'll probably be in the best shape of your life, right?
Yeah, but they also had. Do you remember a year ago when Bronny had the video of him smoking weed online?
Nah, I ain't see him smoking weed.
It was on his Instagram account.
Wow, I didn't know nothing about that. I ain't know about that. But and if he was, I don't know if that had anything to do with him having this heart attack or not. But still, at 18 years old, having
weed is a gateway drug. You know what happened with Len Bias?
Yeah. But Len Bias took the coke and said he did one of those numbers.
Hey, yeah.
The only reason he died was
because it was pure.
But my thing is though, I said to somebody one day, I said, he's like, you hear about LeBron James? I said, yeah. I said, I hope he comes out of this better. I said healthy. I said, but he probably won't play basketball this year, right? So that sets him back from going to the NBA for this 1 year. That means LeBron's gonna be around for another year. But I said to the person, I said, can you imagine how much basketball he played at 18 years old? I said, just take the average take a 9th grader in high school. Okay. He plays at least 20 games during the season. Then you have districts, which is, I think, 6 games. So that's 26 games. Then you play 8 games in the States. 8 games in the States. Let's go. I'm going 8 games. That might be a little bit off on 8. Let's go. If you got a round of 20, okay, let's say 5. Let's say just go 6 games again. So that's 32 games as a freshman if you get to the States finals. Okay, if you play every game. 32 times 4 is 128 games he's already played in high school. Now, an average player that plays, he goes to play AAU basketball in the summertime. AAU plays what, at least 30 games? They play 30 some games during the summertime. They play like in the morning, in the evening, or whatever, right?
I think like 20.
Okay, so let's
If
add
they
20.
they're one of the better teams.
They're one of the better teams.
Okay,
So
so
he
let's
played
add
on one of the better
each.
teams.
So he played on one of the better teams.
Okay, so that's 148 games. Now, just remember that the AAU circuit. So he played 20 games. This 4 years. This 4 years. So that's 80 games. That's 80 games in 4 years. So that's 208 games. And if anybody don't know nothing about AAU, sometimes you play in the morning and you rest and you play again at night. So you play 2 games a day. You're playing at least 2 games a day. And depending on where you're playing at, you may play 2 games a day for 3 days in a row, whatever the case may be. So as a 18-year-old kid, I'm looking at 208 games that you've played basketball. And then you get to college, and when you get to college, it's a whole different regime because now you're working out 24/7 a day. Every day you're doing something towards basketball. If it's watching film, if it's strength, if it's running, lifting weights, you're doing something to get better at the game of basketball. You might not be touching the basketball, but you're doing something. Okay, and he's only been there a year. So we're just taking the 208 games that he might have played at the age of 18 years old. That's a lot of games to play on a body that wasn't meant to play basketball, wasn't meant to play no sports at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think that right there has something to do with this cardiac arrest, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there was probably something else going on that they probably didn't know nothing about. And now he has to rest. He has to get himself together. I hope his basketball career is not over, because I would love to see him play basketball in the NBA for the Boston Celtics. I just want to throw that out there to you. Did I say that for real? Oh, I was supposed to keep. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Triggered me for a second.
Triggered me for a second.
If he goes to the Celtics, that means he's proud to come to the Celtics.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to say anything, but I guess I let the cat out of the bag. We don't have no viewers right now, so nobody can see me or hear me. They just have to listen back to the show. But I was told that there's a possibility that Boston's going to trade for. I mean, Boston's going to draft little Bronny so his dad can come play for the Celtics. That's a little tidbit of information I'm giving you now. You know, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. But anyway, though, man, I'm just glad he's better.
Trigger me. You trigger me.
You trigger me.
I'm glad he's better, and I hope his health continues to get better. Young people, you're not built like we were growing up as kids. You probably spent most of the time on a PlayStation, inside the house, inside the air conditioner with the fan blowing on. You go outside, you're like, oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. I'm sweating. I can't cut the grass. It's too hot. I can't walk to the store. It's too hot. When I've grown up, summertime, we never went in the house. We went in the house to go to the bathroom, and that was it.
And
I would skip lunch.
And to eat.
I'll skip lunch. Sometimes I skip dinner. My mom was like, oh, it's dinner time. If you don't come eat right now, you're not going to eat. I'm not saving no food for you. I'm not putting no food in the microwave. Well, we didn't have a microwave. I'm not putting no food in the oven for you at all. You'll come home hungry. You're going to take a bath because you're funky. You got sweat everywhere. You got sweat places you ain't supposed to have sweat at. They're playing basketball on that basketball court. Out there running around trying to being frisky with them girls and everything. And playing football. No. I was outside. But now these kids, they don't want to go outside. They want to play PlayStation. They don't even want to put no crease in their sneakers. All this craziness going on. So some of you, I'm not saying LeBron's son's not built like that, but I'm saying some of us are not built like that. When I played football, we had 3 a days. We worked out from 7 o'clock in the morning to 9. Went to lunch from 10 to 12. Came back from 10 to 12, and 12 to 3 we ran offense. From 3 to 5 we ran defense, and we didn't have no lights. But you know what we did? They had turned the car lights on. The coaches turned the car lights on, and we was out there practicing. If you think, what was the movie with Denzel Washington in it? Remember the Titans? Car lights.
Yep.
Oh, we did the car lights for sure. We did car lights. Yeah. So I'm just saying that sometimes our kids are not built like we were built. So we shouldn't expect those types of things from them. You know, come home. You know, I don't want to wash no dishes. I got my nails done. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have a dishwasher. The dishwasher's name is Quentin and Paige and Andre. And sometimes dad, sometimes mom.
Nah,
You know
his name was Kevin.
His name was Kevin.
And another thing, like you drink water out of kids won't drink water out of water hose no more. Man,
No, they won't even drink it out the faucet. It's got to be bottled water.
It's got to be bottled water.
That was the best water in the world, ladies and gentlemen. When you drunk it out of the hose, it was so cold. Woo! Woo! But that's it now. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's 9 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for calling in. Thank everybody for chiming in. Mo for coming on. Lou for coming on. Mo, I know it's rough, it's a little rough for you right now, man, but it's gonna get better. I'm gonna keep you and your mom in prayer. I can't.
Sorry, I just want to say a big shout out to. I had a good friend that actually passed away. A couple of weeks ago. And I just found out yesterday.
Wow.
She died of two strokes. At 41 years old.
Oh man.
So all I want to say to you guys is, well, first of all, my prayers and condolences go out to her family. But I want to say to you guys, when you are thinking about somebody, reach out to them, because you never know when you won't have that opportunity. So love those around you, love yourself, and be there for each other.
Exactly. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Williams family as well. You cousins out there. My family got some family in town. Got another memorial service I'm going to next week for my cousin's husband. Hey Lou.
Yes.
Tell your mom I said happy birthday.
I was just say that. I want to wish your mother belated happy birthday and get paid. We did celebrate. I figured you wanted to say it, so I'll say it again. Happy belated birthday. Thanks, Kevin.
All right, no problem,
Happy
brother.
birthday, Lou's mom.
Family stick together in any kind of weather.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we had a great show tonight, man. Dana missed out on some stuff. He wanted to talk about Aaron and Dak. We're going to allow him to do that next week. Hopefully he'll be on. Mo, actually, September, we might be doing some Friday night shows because I got games on Mondays. But I'll let you guys know that ahead of time. I'm going to get my schedule together probably this week and let you know when we're going to do Friday night shows and stuff like that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to have a blessed rest of the summer. And all of y'all that got kids going back to school, it's coming soon. I know y'all happy. I know y'all just as happy as a fat kid. Fat kid in a candy store. As the fat boys would say.
That's something to clap for.
All you can eat. They gonna say, go back to school. Yo, you ever see that commercial on Staples where the dad's running through on the cart, waving his hands, getting school supplies? Yeah. We got a couple parents probably doing that right now.
Send them back.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good rest of your summer. Enjoy. Football's going to come on. Actually, the 3rd, you got the Jets and the Browns. And the reason why they got the Jets and Browns on this time around, because Jets and the Browns were the first team that came on Monday Night Football back in the day on color TV. I think it was the color TV game. Jets and the Browns, and the Jets lost the Browns. So hopefully,
why they put Brown on?
It's a preseason game. Hey Mo, y'all got any throwback? Y'all got some throwbacks you're gonna be wearing this year? Y'all got throwback jerseys?
I think we're going back to the Bumblebees. But
Okay.
we are pulling out maybe an all white this year.
Yeah, the Browns got all white too. They got all white, and I think everybody saw Cincinnati.
And they end up brown.
They saw. You know what? Yeah, but you know what? But he never had to lose a season. But I think everybody see how good the Cincinnati Bengals did against the Buffalo Bills with their all white uniforms on. And they said, yo, let's get some white uniforms on. Because if he gonna throw interceptions to my team, I want to be right there when it happens. because they said, yo, that wasn't cool. In the snow with the white on, yo, it defeated the whole purpose of the Buffalo Bills going to the next level. So, but ladies and gentlemen, it was good hollering at y'all, man. Had a good show tonight. It is 5 minutes to 9. I should be off by now, but you know, it is what it is. So let me go ahead and finish this thing off real quick before we get out of here.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just Us Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts, Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hainsworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern with hosts Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. We also had the DMV Sports Talk Show from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern with your host Razul McGee. As well, we have the Shamrock Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern with Igor Mintic and Andy Vernon. Finally, rounding out the week, we have on Sunday, That's Not How We See It Sports Talk Show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Alfred Wallace, Tony Wallace, and Harold Wallace III. These shows come to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Second for one, and now takes the man trapped in third and tag him out.
And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to a race.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hatter Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray T. Baskerville. You gotta be more careful, Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we don't live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. And stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us